I didn't put the volume up.
You didn't? Let's do that again. Boom!
Boom! Welcome back.
We are live.
Welcome back to the best show and the smoothest show on the internet, the Oblivion Show, obviously. I'm Joe ET, and this is...
Mr. Dolphin in the his, eh?
How's it going, Gregory?
Oh, good, man. It's been busy. It's been really busy. We've been...
Right.
The last show was like a few days before Ground Zero, wasn't it? And then,
Yeah, Ground Zero was wicked, man.
Yeah. That was
I really enjoyed playing that closing with you. That was really good fun.
Yeah. It was. I managed to stay up till. Well, I got a good night's sleep as well, but I managed to stay up till 6 o'clock in the morning. That was fun. And then it's just been non-stop. It's been did the Prospect gig in Den Haag. Did Dungeons and Dragons at Gogbot in Enschede.
Oh yeah.
Which was
in
really,
the town
really nice.
Centre, right?
In the town centre, yeah, literally in front of the church, in the mid, like in a big square in the middle of town, doing our crazy stuff, like playing like very loud music to people that were just walking around town and trying to have a nice time. So, yeah, that was really fun. Then we did Berlin, one of my favorite cities in the world, man, and that was a great time. Took Steph there for the first time, and Robert.
Yeah, he had a nice time, didn't he?
All the crew, and then last weekend was the Steam reunion over in North Wales. I saw so many old heads, and that was really, really nice. And shout out to everybody that went there. I'm sure few are in the chat, Mr. Bones, and some really nice
Bones. He finally made it out.
He did. I heard he came out of his cave. So, what you been up to, dude?
A lot of the above. We were obviously at Ground Zero together. We did Berlin together, which was excellent. Shout to Marc and the Sound crew.
Yeah, that was a great party.
Big up you guys. That really, really good. And I've been involved and really busy with some of my other projects, which I haven't really told everybody about yet, but are going to become very obvious quite soon. And it's been fucking difficult, actually. And fucking my life up, quite frankly. So I've been dealing with that. Got some stuff coming.
We like to keep ourselves busy, don't we?
Oh yeah, a little bit too much, maybe. A little bit too much. Yeah. So that's enough about us for now. Quick shout to some people in the chat. Actually, I'll talk to the people in the chat afterwards. Let's bring on the guest, because Christian's probably sat there really bored waiting. So welcome to the legendary Christian Art of Figters.
Hello, thank you guys.
Hey brother, how you doing?
I'm good, thank you.
Welcome.
Thank you for having me here. I thank you to all the people watching the show. It's a pleasure for being hosted by you guys. Thank you. Love the show.
Honestly, you're so humble.
It's an honor.
It's an honor for us, Christian. Honestly, thank you very much for coming on. What have you been doing recently?
Busy with this summer, basically bookings. You know, it took all the summer. You know, I'm really lucky to be back on track after the fucked up thing of COVID and everything. That was challenging. You know, full stop and then starting again. But yeah, this summer has been really good, but between everything, all the flights and stuff, a little bit of studio time, preparing the set, family, of course, and that was it. Basically, that was it.
Awesome.
Busy right now with this week event, because it's gonna be a celebration for the 25 years of Art of Figters.
Wow!
So there is a lot.
Happy anniversary!
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Started in 99, so 2024 is going to be 2050.
Oh, that makes you feel old.
Man, I am, you know, it's not that makes me feel, you know, it's a
we
fact.
all are, bro, we all are.
Hey! Not me.
No, Joe, no. You're still sick.
He's catching up. He'll soon be older than me.
Eventually, it will happen.
That's the stress, maybe, Joe. You know, you should.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh, the stress is keeping me young. Is that what you're trying to say?
No.
Sure.
But anyway,
okay.
no, good summer. Busy with stuff, music, of course. You know, released something back in end of May, and I'm working to release something next month as well. Nice. So yeah.
Awesome.
We're gonna have a listen later as well.
No, because we're gonna listen to something, but yeah, that's the thing. Let's leave it up for later on.
Sure.
All right. Let's take some hellos to people in the chat because it's fucking busy in there. We have got Stefan Freitas, Jay, Starving Insect, hey Alex, Christian Fisher, Felix CounterAttack in the chat. Got one of your tracks to play in a little bit. SyPhra, playing one of your tracks in a bit also. Amelia Pert, I think that's John Pert, Hedvig, Drastic, Nano Storm, Bonesy, Butterfist, Robert, Nagasaki, Carnage Core, Shockwave, Amcor, Miss Potato, Laurent, Forrest Fisher, Hydroxide. There's loads of people in there.
Many people.
Many.
Hello. Nagasaki saying mod chat Lomeo, ha ha ha. So the blue people are mods, yes, but the green people are members.
Okay.
So, Mark Fletcher in the chat too. Yo. So,
Plenty.
Pardon?
Plenty of yos.
Plenty of all of the yos. Before we start, a quick word from our sponsor, Hardcore Beer. As you know, Hardcore Beer has been a sponsor of the show for quite some time, and there is a huge Hardcore Beer launch happening next week, and there's some teasers on the screen there. Hardcore Beer website is currently down, but if you head over to hardcorebeer.nl from Tuesday and use the code Oblivion Show at checkout, you will get a discount. And I guess it's a good time, a poignant time, for me to show off
some good-looking cans there, Joe.
Of the new Oblivion beer that's coming.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Nice one.
Awesome.
Am I living in the future right now?
Sick
Is that a
design
hologram?
from Camart. Yep. This is a holographic kind of glitch beer, and it's a gluten-free beer, this one. It's a really nice one. So a shitload of stuff coming from Hardcore Beer. I'm very happy to be heavily involved in that. Launch Tuesday. Some super exciting stuff, so keep an eye out because that stuff's going to go real quick. Shout for another sponsor, WeTweak.com. Access and free credits for members. We've got some free giveaways of the Hammer plugin, and we've also got a sample pack competition coming up for the next show, actually. Another remix competition, but sample pack based. So keep your eyes peeled for that. Shout to our friends at WeTweak. Dave, I know you're ill in bed at the moment, so good luck with that, bro. All right, that's enough propaganda. Let's get on with the show. Welcome to all of the new people tuning in. If you're not familiar, we always start with...
New Blood.
The New Blood. New Blood is our music submissions segment where you guys send in your music, we listen to it, give feedback, as well as the people in the chat giving feedback. So I guess without further ado, let's jump into our first track from The New Blood. This is Chriztortion with Gates of Hell.
Right, Chriztortion.
Oh my God, it is Chriztortion. I misread that. You're always there to correct me.
That's a pretty cool name. Chriztortion.
Yeah.
Chriztortion, Gates of Hell.
What?
According to mythology, that's the inscription over the gates of hell.
line along, just like that. Does he come in threes? Yeah. Stops at dawn? Uh-huh. Well, sometimes it's meant as an insult to the Trinity, the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit.
She's already gone. And now you're all gonna die.
Oh, that ended a little bit suddenly. It just fell off the edge of a cliff. A little bit about the artist. Boom. This is Chriztortion, because his name is Christoph. Mystery unlocked. My name is Christoph, aka Chriztortion. I'm 21 years old, and I'm from northern Germany. I produce and DJ industrial hardcore, and I also have a raw style act called Digital Anarchy. I got inspired to make this track after starting to get into slow industrial like Strange Arrival, Mindustries, and The Silence. Also, a big inspiration was the track, Ophidian's track End the Earth 3. I don't have much releases yet, but you can check out my track Silence. I hope you guys like the track and you can give me some feedback. I'm still at the starting point of my career as an industrial producer, but I'm working hard to improve my producing skills. Okay, for a beginner, first of all, that was pretty fucking good, I think.
Yeah, that's good. That's good.
Yeah.
That's really good. You know, the first if I can say, you know, the first kick is really nice. I love the kind of crunch. You know, it's really straight to the point with industrial. The tempo, also the choice of going that slow. You know, it's takes balls now that everybody's going like 200 BPM and plus. So feels a little bit like our techno. We can open a whole topic about this, like hardcore is techno, guys. You know, deal with that. You know, we came from techno. You know, we are the extreme part of techno, so of course it is our techno. We are techno, and then, you know, the samples you use are really on point. The neurofunk part, you know, that's really cool. I think the kick after the breakdown, it feels more like a pre-kick, and then I was expecting to have the crunchy one again. So that was
a little bit quicker. It came a bit too far back, right?
Too
It should
far.
have been like a 16 or something.
Second
maximum.
one, he used the second one, but, you know, the first one with that really crunchy industrial feeling that really works, you know. So after the breakdown, I will go straight to that. And maybe, you know, in my opinion, if it needs like maybe a little synth on top of the key drum of the breakdown, he used for like 1 split second after the neuro part, the neurofunk part, there was a sound. I would say screech, but it wasn't a screech. It was like a sound design kind of thing, and it was really, really nice, you know. And so maybe, you know, putting that on top of the key drum, the crunchy one after the breakdown, yeah, it will make an awesome track. You know, for a new somebody just started doing music like this, you know, congratulations.
21 years old and he's just started as
Yeah.
well. That's potential. Greg, what do you think?
Really cool. I mean, yeah, Christian's nailed it. It's so he's got all the elements in there. It's just a question of, I think, getting the right sequence, like the right sequence of events to build tension and release and then drop. And it could have been clever using that second kick, because it as a fake, a fake drop or something like that as a teaser. But it kind of just went on a bit too long, and then it felt like a whole section. So that kick either needs to come at the front and be an intro kick, or you use it as a fake drop. Or the breakdown felt a little bit long. There were bits that maybe, like, the sample was a bit long, and it probably didn't need all of that in there, right? But that's a personal choice, that you can. That's up to him. But yeah, I mean, it was a really good track, really kind of nicely inspired by the science. Could have done with maybe some kind of distorted rides or something to give it a bit of, a bit of a groove, a bit of a groove later on. And like Christian said, maybe a kind of synth or something to just maybe lift it a little bit, especially in that second drop. But yeah, I mean, really cool, man. I want to hear more from this guy for sure.
Yeah. Some good feedbacks in the chat as well. Nagasaki gave some good feedback. I'm just trying to find it. It needs a bit more drums, like rides and closed hats.
Sure.
Leans into what you said there. Neka says, really well made. Actually, I could put this on the screen. Really well made. Second kick might need some low punch to hit a little bit better. Nagasaki saying, or a little louder drums.
Or you balance those. You balance those drums. That second drum just kind of brought it all down a little bit. And if you're gonna do that, then that drum needs the same kind of ballpark, same kind of power as the rest of it. But it's a very different kind of kick, so you got to think how that works without pulling the whole energy down.
Yeah.
But I think he got it perfectly right. He knows what to do in the first part, and into the breakdown, all that, all the arrangement till there, for me was really, really on point. But then, you got you make me wait with the breakdown and everything, and then you don't really explode. You don't really drop. That's the only issue about this track, for me. But the rest, the sound design and everything, spot on.
I can't find it to bring on the screen, but Nanastorm said he really liked the track as well. It's good. And Neka said it's definitely worth sending to a label. I agree.
Definitely.
You're on the right track, Christoph. Good shit, man.
A nice name. Chriztortion.
Yeah.
Really cool. Right, next up, we have got SyPhra with King of the Black Cross.
Centuries ago, there was chaos in a distant land. The most dangerous beasts live around. Fear in the dark ruled in the village. Residents were afraid to leave their homes. And suddenly he appeared from afar.
I come to bring a sword. Line of the Black Cross. I come to bring a sword. Line of the Black Cross.
Centuries ago, there was chaos in a distant land. The most dangerous beasts live around. Fear in the dark ruled in the village. Residents were afraid to leave their homes, and suddenly he appeared from afar. Just all in white, with black cross on the back, massive helmet on head, a deadly sword in his hand. He got off his horse, walked up to the people, and said to them, firmly and bluntly,
I'm the Knight of the Black Cross. I have not come to bring peace. I have come to bring a sword. And our power will last forever. Forever.
All right.
Shout out to that crow.
Yeah. A little bit about the artist. This is SyPhra. Says hello again. I'm from Poland. I produce some hardcore in my free time. I'm an amateur DJ, and every week I record 2 podcasts: Uptempo Mini Mix and The Core of Madness. I'm playing many subgenre of hardcore. I'm playing with music. I like it. People should check out my YouTube channel for mixes and SoundCloud channel to listen to and download my stuff. Awesome. What did you think, Christian? That crow did come out of nowhere a little bit. Christian, what do you think?
It's me? Okay. Well, I will get a little bit more technical on this one. The kick drum, okay. The driver, the kick drum is there, but they lack impact, in my opinion. Like it needs to put some kind of definition on the punch, because it's really everything. You know, somebody in the chat said it's too distorted. It's not that it's too distorted; it's that it's like a block of a crunchiness, you know. It's there, it's right, it moves a lot. There are a lot of variation in that, but it needs something that snaps on the beginning, so you can feel it a little bit more. The best part of the track, in my opinion, is the first mid intro. The sounds and the way he put the filter kick and everything, that was really, really cool. And also the voice, you know, King of the Black Cross. That's the theme of the track, and that's the drop. He used it at the beginning of the track. Then after the mid intro, he used something else, and then in the main drop, he used something else again. You know, in a way, I think when you make music, you need to surprise people, but at the same time, you don't have to surprise people. What I mean, you have to introduce the element, make them know, and then once you're in that mood, in that everything, reuse that again so people can follow. So my suggestion is use that voice on every drop, add the definition on the kick. Then there are like there is a synth at the beginning moving left and right, but it goes really totally left or totally right. You know, in some sound system, you can, half of the crowd is gonna lose off the sound because maybe they are dancing on the right, so they cannot hear what's on the left.
Yeah.
The breakdown, I will chop it. In half, at least. You know, try to make it. My suggestion: try to make everything, squeeze everything, and make everything happen faster. Put some drums into the breakdown, because it really fall down everything. So you lose the tempo, you lose the groove that you created, and Yeah, that's it. Then it's a matter of taste for the rest of the track. It's really like groovy, all about the crunchiness of the kick drum. But the main thing, cut the breakdown. Cut the breakdown. It's way too long.
Yeah, yeah, agreed.
Greg?
Agreed. There was some, there's some really good elements on there. His sequencing was pretty on point for the most part, like the kind of structure and stuff, although I absolutely agree with Christian that the middle breakdown was way too long, right? And kind of like the first track that, like, think about what it is that you want to get out of the samples that you're using, right? If it's a big chunk of a film, do you really need all of those words, to tell the part, to add to the feeling of the story of the track, right? And a lot of the time you don't, right? Just think about what's important, and if it is the whatever Knights of the Black Cross, then that's, like Christian said, use that again. Take advantage of that. That's your punch. That's the kind of like the theme of the thing, and then the other words kind of sit around that. There was some really nice parts. The first half of it was quite nice. There was some real a couple of things that really bothered me, and there were some drum hits. There were some toms that he used repeatedly that just didn't really feel like they had any body to them. They were all like very chopped and very rigid, and it felt like dum 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 like that, and it didn't follow the groove or the feeling of the rest of the track. So think about those, how you make those feel a bit more, a bit more human and less rigid, I guess. And the kicks definitely. Yeah, organic. Thank you. That's it. And the kicks definitely needed a bit of work. They needed the punch. They really did. I quite liked that they were quite, overly distorted. The slight peeps on them and stuff. But it works in the constant context of the track. There's a couple of synths over some of the kicks that felt almost a bit too crunchy. Could have been maybe just cleaned out a little bit in the synth, because a lot of the same frequencies that the kicks were using. But yeah, just needed a load more punch on that kick. But there's definitely something in there. There's a decent track, and shout out to that crow who must be exhausted. I hope he's getting paid royalties.
A little bit of feedback
and
from
horse. There was a horse in there as well.
There was a horse in there as well. Yeah. Feedback from the chat. Nagasaki said, "Interesting. Would sound better with a high pass on the synths and sidechain. Maybe too much distortion on the kick." Kicks, Necker says kicks are really nice, but the elements need more quality. Nanostorm saying really cool vibe. Intro could need a bit more attention on a build up. Vocals could have some more weight in the mix. Kick could use a sharper transient and some more details to nitpick about, but cool. Jay, who's the co-producer of the show, he said this guy sent 2 tracks in. They both were very decent, worth keeping an eye on. Good to know. All right, cool. Shout out to Gade System, who's jumped into the chat. Hello. Shout out to somebody else who jumped in. Industrial Jamie, who said his ears are still ringing since Steam at the weekend. And also Hallucinate jumped in as well. Hey, guys. Welcome aboard. Nice to have you here.
Hey, everybody.
Right, some great feedback there, guys. That's going to be really valuable for that guy. Next up. Friend of the show, Tones.
Anthony.
Eat, work, sleep, die. Let's go.
Okay.
A terrible lie. Such awful things. decline, poisoning our world, all while enforcing a structure of their own. A deeply unnatural structure. A cruel, oppressive world dictated by made-up rules. Seconds, minutes, hours, months, years, decades, each life, a faded, extra copy of the one before. They call it eat, rock, sleep, die.
A little bit about the artist. This is Tones. Hi, my name is Ant. You may have heard me from previous shows and the occasional bit of music I make, courtesy of this bloody good label, aka Oblivion Underground. Honestly, I've not made anything in a few months as my focus has been on other projects. But last Friday night, I was determined to do something, as it would be rude not to make something when Art of Figters is on the show. So I used to sample my mate had been banging about from Stranger Things, which I've never watched, and here's the result. I'm not proud about the mix down, but hey, where do I improve? Much love, Ant. Love to you, Anthony. Over to you, Christian.
Okay, it's always me starting. Okay.
No, I'll switch it up next time.
no, I'm just joking. I love to do this stuff, I love to hear and try to get feedback on the tracks, it's something I always love. The track is nice, it's proper for a party, like you can really dance to this kind of track. The arrangement is there. It Works, Sleep and Die, it's the hook of the track. Too bad, it's used just once, and there is kind of a little bit of a mess before that. It would be nicer to have that sample just shine and be on top, so to make it memorable for the people. And but the idea is nice. I love the kind of choice of putting like break beats on top of the kick drum and all these little sounds. There is some also psy elements in this track. Also the way the sound are used, some early Frenchcore influences, which I love. The thing I would do to run some layers of distortion on top of the kick drum, especially the punch of the kick drum, because it's way too clean. It's way too clean. It's more kind of EDM punch, so just crank it up. It's the opposite of the track with King of Black Cross that we listened before. Over there, it was just grunge.
Yeah.
So the guys should collaborate and make the perfect kick drum, probably.
Good idea.
And the synth, I love the melody. Nice, it works for the track. It needs some layering, some more attention on the sound design. And for the rest, it's ready to be played in an event. It will work.
It just felt a little bit thin in places, didn't it? That was what I felt about it. It's very straight down the middle. Yeah.
As Stone said, he said, I'm not really happy about the mix down. I understand that when you have a lot of elements and where you start to stack up sounds on top of a kick drum and this and that and the groove, and it gets more difficult than just have one element, like just the kick drum, just this, just that, So
yeah. But I mean, like you said, he started it on Friday. I mean, that's like what's he done? 4 or 5 days on it. I mean, so I mean, this is the kind of stuff, right? You when you're building tracks, this is the kind of stuff you want to happen. You want to get the most of it done as quickly as you can, and then you spend the last bit of time fine tuning it, right? Doing all the technical stuff, and filling out those layers, and A/B-ing it, and you'll work out where things feel a bit thin and stuff you need to do. But for the most part, I mean, you can tell that Ant's. He understands composition, he understands structure, he understands like the nice little turnarounds at the end of each bar to keep it interesting, and it never felt boring. You felt comfortable with it. The melody followed the kick, like the melody synth and the kicks worked very well, very harmoniously together. So they felt that they were moving you along together. And the breaks added that extra funk. So I mean, for a few days' work, it's really impressive. Very, I agree that the kicks would change the kind of feeling of the track as well if they were more aggressive, a bit more distorted. I almost had no problem with it at all until I think one of the kicks felt like a bit of out of key towards the end. Just before it finished, I think there was some. I don't know what it was. Whether there's some kind of like filtering going on or something on the body of one of the kicks, but it started feeling like it was going a bit like out of key somewhere right towards the end. That's just little stuff that needs fixing, needs working on. But it's a really cool tune. It's got a good groove, just needs finishing off, and that's another one done. I mean, great job, Ant. Really cool.
Definitely.
Awesome. Nice one. And thank you to, I can't pronounce that name. How do we pronounce that name, Greg? You live in the Netherlands.
Shelley.
It's like Shelley.
Oh, right. Okay. Easy then. Shelley. Thank you to Shelley for joining the Oblivion community. Also, we've had some other people jump in. Vonda D Manufacturer jumped in the chat. Hey, buddy. I hope you're good. And Revolt jumped in too. And Hedvig, I think I said hello already, but hello again. Hi. Okay, next up, we're going to keep it moving. We have got SyPhra, I Never Kneel. Let's do it. bit about the artist. No, it's not Tones. Pip. SyPhra. This is SyPhra. My name is Stefan Frieters, I think I pronounced that, so apologies if I get it wrong. 37 years of age. I'm from the Netherlands. I've been DJing for quite some time now, almost 20 years. It all started small in my bedroom, but I've had the honour of playing a lot of parties by now, some small for 50 people, some big for about 3,000 people. Always have a blast. The track I send you now is the very first one I made, so I'm happy with, so complete and finished, and I'm so proud of it that I just want to share it with the world. That's sweet. It's a mainstream hardcore track with a thick millennium vibe, but also fits a mainstream genre in 2024. It's inspired a lot by Angerfist, as you may have guessed by listening. I really hope you guys enjoy it as much as I do, and I hope to hear from you soon. All right, I'm going to go to Greg first, although it should have been you given the theme of the track. What do you think, Greg?
God, that was so Dutch. I mean, I was like, this guy's got to be Dutch as soon as I heard it. But really well made. It's almost like all the stuff that we mentioned, kind of little tricks to do, like kind of keep the groove going through the breakdowns, like kind of little bits of rhythm or groove or melody to kind of keep the breakdowns moving. All that he had nailed. It was like, very well polished. The kicks and the melody worked really well together. It sounded full. It's good. I mean, I could pick tiny little holes, the kind of like the second drop, I think, could have had a little bit more impact. It had a little kind of like kick roll or a tom roll that kind of almost took away from the impact of the first kick on the second drop. But little tiny things, man. It was a very, very well produced piece of like millennium hardcore gabber. I really, really enjoyed it. The synths, the filtering were all kind of very classic Dutch, and so it sounded great. Really, really nice. Christian?
Me? I would like to hear from you, Joe. What's your thought about this one?
I really like it. I like like Greg said, the Dutch influence there. I thought the kick could have been a little bit louder, but I think the structure of the track was really good. And I thought the mix was pretty good as well. He obviously knows what the fuck he's doing, and he's representing his country really well. So
that's for sure. That's for sure.
Yeah.
I liked the last kick drum. There was the last 5 seconds or something. It changes something, and I think it was the best one of the bunch compared to the other one. To be honest, maybe it will surprise you what I'm gonna say now. Sure. These kind of kick drums, I really don't like them. Because I feel there are kind of derivation of art style. This kind of boom, boom, boom. What do you say? It's really Dutch, I think it's kind of, for me, this is more close to our style than to hardcore. I understand everything, but if you slow it down, it's some early art style. Early raw style, sorry. But as you guys said, the guys know what he's doing. The arrangement is spot on, and you know exactly where to lead the track and everything. I will maybe the strings, use some kind of violins and stuff like that. I think you can hear the coming out from sample packs or presets of Contact or something like that. So a little bit more ambience on that, maybe some also layering on the synth, because if you want to go to that kind of mainstream millennium vibe, then the lead sound should be as big,
huge,
huge,
all the reverb and just really.
I know, it just fit in, really fit in, but you can do the next step and make it really, really proper for the track that it is. And obviously, the influences are there, spot on. You can hear that he wanted to do something and he did something. So props for that.
Yeah, indeed. Cool. Some Feedback in the chat.
He's in the chat, isn't he? I saw him in the chat somewhere.
Yep, he is in the chat. Hey, buddy. Feedback from the chat. D Manufacturer says, great mix, cool kicks. If I were to nitpick, the low violin in the breaks is a bit bare. I'd layer and pan some extra violins and pads just to fatten it up a little bit. Nanostorm saying, cool, proper mainstream, hardcore, all good, although some kick parts could be a bit louder, dominating the mix a bit more. That's what I thought too. Necka saying, nice Millennium vibes. The lead could use some detune and saturation and give a crunch layer on the kick would make it even better. And Jay saying the lead kind of takes me back to the late 90s, early noughties, and the kicks are really nice and complementary to the track. Overall, good feedback all round.
It's
nice
nice that what we're saying, also in the chat, they are saying the same while listening to the track,
Yeah.
That is cool. So
yeah,
we're pretty much everybody on the same page.
Yeah.
So that's really cool.
Good stuff. Next up, we have got a surprise visit from Gade System with Sweat. Let's go.
Nice.
I nearly pulled that track up twice. That's how much I enjoyed that one. That was fat. I don't have any information. There was no bio. It's Rene. It's Gade System, aka Breakforce 1. Yeah. I thought it was fucking sick. The bass and the mix and everything was really good. Yeah. He's complaining in the chat that there's YouTube compression and it's killing him. That's
stuff
only you can hear
that
that.
I know, producer, he made the track, how it should sound. So you can hear that definitely that there is something wrong between the original file and the play one. But I don't think nobody noticed. It's sick. I love the beat. I love this kind of drive and groove. And somebody said the word "jump up," which is kind of.
I think it's a running joke. It's a running joke with him in the chat.
But it's the drum and bass scene is changing a lot as well. They are really discovering the beauty of a straight kick drum, and that's super cool. I'm waiting since years for the two words to collide finally, and the track it's awesome. I love the transition between the parts. I love how it goes into the breakdown, how we drop again, and it's nice one. Really good made and a really nice one.
Really fat. Greg, what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, really, really cool. So it felt to me like I didn't hear it as much. I didn't hear it on the second drop, but on the first part, it felt, and I don't know whether it was something to do with the compression or something, but it felt either it was sidechained a bit too hard, or the snares were lacking a little something. I don't know whether it was a little reverb or a little extra layer, just to kind of fill out a bit of space. But it almost felt, when it first dropped, for me, it felt like a little bit too rigid. And then the rides came in and it built up more of a funk. But it felt like it just needed a little something on the first drop, maybe just like an extra hat or something to give it a little bit more of a ride and feel less kind of rigid. And I'm being super critical because I love this tune. It was really, really cool. Yeah. But it felt a little bit too tight, too quantized, a bit too rigid at first. And then it kind of, as it evolved, I kind of got more and more into the groove. But I think there's an opportunity to pull that groove more into the start and have it straight from the get-go. Because in drum and bass, who plays second drops, right? No one plays second drops in drum and bass. It just doesn't happen anymore. A trick that I use, that I like to use a lot, is when I'm building a track like this, and the second drop is like, this is fire, and I'm not quite feeling the same feeling from the first drop. Just move it forward. just use that second drop as the first drop, and then your second drop's going to be even bigger if you do want to go that way. But find the elements, because by the time you get to your second drop, you've got all the feeling of the track. You know where you want it to go. You know what it to sound like, and you've got a lot of the elements like nailed down. So take that second drop, take the things that make it so good, and take those elements and pull them into the first drop as well, and then build from there. And you're only going to get bigger. It was a great track. I loved it. The groove, the bass, and everything was really just delicious. But I think there's just a few little areas where I think you can get even more out of it, Gade. And really cool, really, really cool.
It's worth me pointing out the this release has just come out from Gade System, remix for Incessant Fluorescent Gade System remix that's just dropped. Go and check that out, guys. I will put a link to that in the chat right now. I know he wants... Oh, I can't share a link to that in the chat. Bollocks. Okay, we'll go to Gade Systems page on Facebook or wherever, and clickety-click, and away you go. Nice one, Rene. You're doing a fucking great job at the moment, mate. Big up. Next up, CounterAttack with Proceed with Caution. This is from CounterAttack, hailing from Belfast. I've been producing hard music in most of its various forms for a number of years now. Main influences tend to be from the mainstream hardcore side of things, like Art of Figters, Ophidium, The Player, Nosferatu, etc. But I have a genuine love for everything the subculture has to offer. I've had a few releases collaborating with DJ Dark Controller with tracks on Eastside Underground, New Testament, and Bounce Back Records. Some upcoming releases include a three-way Terra collab with Cora Style Project and Dark Controller, along with a remix of a classic hardcore track from the early 90s, which has been an honour to work on. One of the prime motivators for submitting a track for this New Blood edition is Art of Figters being on the show, since I would say the classic Earthquake was probably the track that made me want to start producing my own stuff many moons ago. Thanks, Felix.
Thank you. Thank you.
I thought that was great, actually. I thought the balance was really nice in there between like the mainstream kind of sound and like an industrial kind of sound, a little reference to some Frenchcore and uptempo things in there, but there wasn't too much of any one particular thing. And I thought the melody was good, and it kept like a really good energy throughout the track. That was like the consistent thing that really just kept it going forward. I thought it was really well balanced. What do you guys think?
I think this is the kind of track that when I listen to that, I will try to call the guy or the girl and say, okay, you have something here. It's something different, which is the main thing about. It's like, okay, you need to experiment. This is a genre. Hardcore is a genre where it's all about experimentation, or it should be all about experimentation. And the melody is really nice. It's different. You know, it kind of comes out of nowhere. So I will strip out the kick drum for like a few seconds before. So you introduce the melody, just the pure melody, and then you're dropping with the kick drum just a few seconds later on. I would switch the kick drums, like the third one, the one have such a nice drive and groove. I think is the one that you're referring as to more industrial kind of. It basically uses three kind of kick drum. One is the first one, the second one is more like toward tempo, so with a bit more punch. Sorry for the word, but and the third one got a really nice rolling drive. That is the kick drum, and the kick drum together with the melody, I think will make a really, really nice track. The breakdowns are really nice, and maybe the first two kick drums need some more attention on the sub part, on the really, really low end, because I kind of miss that. You know, they feel a little bit empty on that part. But for the rest, you know, it's really different, and personally, I love this kind of stuff. You know, it goes completely different direction.
Yeah. Agreed. I mean, it had really nice energy, really, really good. At first, I thought it was going to be some kind of like I thought it was going to be like a more of a kind of hard techno-y kind of thing, almost like, you know, a Phantasm type track or something like that. And then it switched, and there was a lot going on in it. There was a lot of different kick drums, a lot of different styles. It felt like sometimes it almost needed a bit of space to breathe, because it was just. But I mean, on one hand, it kept the energy going, it kept it going and going and going. But there were times where I just wanted it to just pull back a little bit, just so you could take a breather before dropping into the next part. But yeah, like you say, I mean, there's a really good track in there. I mean, it's already good, but with a little bit of work, I think, a little bit of polish and working out which kicks need to go where to give you the best impact, you could have something really, really good there, because it's a great melody and a great drive.
Yeah,
you're right about saying like everything is happening so fast. You know, it's made right, but it's like, okay, this and this and this and this. So it's kind of hard to keep up with the changes, you know, and the changes. So I understand what you mean. Like even just a little bit of less sounds before the next variation.
Sometimes a little less is more. Sometimes, yeah, because it can add a lot more by just kind of taking some things away for just a short amount of time. And like you said, bring that melody in, like just on its own, followed by the kick, and that would feel really cool.
Yeah.
Some quick notes from the chat. Christian saying the melody is amazing. Nanostorm saying the melody in the break kind of comes out of nowhere, perhaps already throw in some notes while the kick still plays, or make a short crossover section in the arrangement. Demanufacturer saying fantastic kicks, very good idea to keep the percussion going in the break to keep the momentum. Nice hysterical leads. I'd leave out the sound of the police. It's a bit too overdone. Yeah, fair
there was
comment.
a bit too many samples sometimes, wasn't there? I forgot about that bit. Yeah, that didn't need to be there.
Necker says kicks lack some low end and the break feels a bit too distorted. It's nice but not my cup of tea. Nagasaki saying nice but could be cleaner by merging the stereo of the synths and a bit of sidechain. Some fantastic feedback there. Great work, Felix. Come back, please. You're very welcome here, buddy. And it's nice to see you gaining the momentum that you deserve. I see you, man. Big up.
Shout out to Belfast.
Yep. Next up, we have got SyPhra, Burn It Down. All right, a little bit about the artist. This is SyPhra. My name is Simone. I'm 27 and I'm from Brescia, the same city as Art of Figters. I started producing music 4 years ago, and since then I've tried to find my very own style. In fact, I really love melodies, and in my opinion, they're a must-have in a track. For me, melody is emotion and music is also emotion, so I always try to express something through my music. It could be anger, sadness, happiness, epicness, and so on. My ambitions are to get onto the main stages of hard dance music and have a solid fan base who understands my musical message. My music is inspired by artists like Envitral, Angerfist, and Deadly Guns, but I've also been a great fan of hardstyle. For now, I've released some tracks under my Love for Hard label from Hyperverb. And this year I had the honour to produce 2 anthems for 2 Italian parties. One of them is the anthem of the most important and most famous Italian hard dance party called Leaders Festival. You should check it out. Its name is Our Power. All right. Christian.
Okay. what Greg said before, you were talking about if you have a really good second break and a second drop and a first drop. This track is exactly like this is what's happening. There is a moment in the track that it does something really, really cool as a sound design with the voice "Break Me Down," which is and it goes like the voice get like chopped and everything, and it fades into like a mini break or some sort, and then it drops. It drops with the kick. That second drop, I think, should go at the beginning of the track, because it's really, it feels like there is a kind of a scheme to be followed. Like I don't get why you put some kind of mixing kit drums and then you go straight into the breakdown, really long one in this case, which builds pretty much nothing. Then you have 2 fake drops and then the track starts. So we had to wait for like a solid 1 minute and nothing pretty much happened, just the girl singing, and then you got all the meat leave out for the rest. So I will take that from the part, the voice that goes "Break Me Down," put it at the beginning and start back from that. I'm not a really huge fan of this kind of EDM vocals. I know it's kind of a trend right now from big artists, big stage artists. Personally, I'm not really, it kind of break my mood. But the track is well made. The kit drums are solid. It sounds great technically, and yeah, it's just the arrangement is a bit messed up and feels like forced. Like, okay, I need to do this. I need to do the fake drop because people supposedly ask that. Yeah. Nobody really did. But like this, yeah,
really
yeah, man, it's cool. But now every track have fake drops. It's not surprising anymore. It doesn't change, if you do 3, 4, 5, 10 fake drops, it just, people is there for dancing, not to do anything else, but the second fake drop, the sounds, the key, that drive, it's really nice. I would love to hear a solid chunk of the track made with that kind of sound and not just use it as a fake drop, because the drive in that part, in the 5 seconds, was really nice. And I would strip out the whole singing part. It's not necessarily just take the "Break Me Down" and you're done. But technically, really good made.
Greg?
Yeah. I mean, this isn't really my genre. I mean, Christian's nailed most of it. Technically, there were some really nice little tricks and skills in there. He's obviously got some chops as a producer. He knows what he's doing. There's some really nice little kind of like tempo switches and glitches and kind of LFO, slow down LFOs and things like that, which you've got to know your way around to do tricks like that. But yeah, I think Christian covered most of it. It's personally, the vocals are not my thing. I think again, maybe less is more. He could have just taken the best bit of the vocal, the kind of the main hook, and just used that more sparingly and got more impact out of it. But there's a lot of people that would think opposite and probably love those kind of vocals in a club. Yeah, how many fake drops do you need? And it felt quite very kind of cut and paste, and it's hard to say this, right? Because when I'm talking to producers that are kind of trying to find their feet, part of the advice is look at what other producers are doing and use their templates to get an idea of when people have no idea really how to build structure and how to to lay out a track, look what other people are doing to give you some inspiration. But this felt like it was almost a cookie cutter of an N Vitral or a lot of the other up tempo tracks where it's like 16 bars and then 32 bars and then a huge breakdown that lasts 128 bars and then 2 fake drops and then and 32 bars. So yeah, as a kind of upcoming producer, I guess you kind of, you know, you're looking for a lot of inspiration. You're looking for other people to kind of like to make sure you're going on the right path. So I kind of get it from both ways, but at some point you've got to start making your own mark. This is my sound, this is who I am, and it's not what everybody else is.
I think he got it right. It's just buried into the whole track. Like as I said before, like the second fake drop, you know, the sound, the way he put together the sounds, you know what you're doing, but you choose to use that just for 5 seconds. And the thing you mentioned, like all the tricks, the glitches, show some true skill. Why just bury that into an arrangement which is standard? I think I heard 200 tracks with the same arrangement. I don't really understand why. It's kind of a trend like now, like every track need to follow the same formula, the same structure. There is no arrangement, because this is not arrangement. This is arrangement means I have some sounds, I have an idea, and I need to develop this idea from the beginning till the end. It's not going squarish like this. Okay, here's the breakdown, and then kick drum, and then go. It's not like that. It's a wave. I don't feel that wave in this track, but I feel the sounds. I feel that he can do that. Just get rid of the others, the opinion of the others, and just do your stuff. That's my suggestion for this one.
I mean, if his goal was to kind of sound, he's trying to get to that level of the people he looks up to, then he is trying to, it very much feels like he is trying to emulate them. He's on, he's on that path where he just wants to it's almost like it becomes a cliche because you're just trying to sound like the people that inspire you. And it's hard to break out of that at some point.
But how you can break out doing something that is already out there in the wild, like I am a rock player, I want to do something like the Offspring. If I do the exact same thing as the Offspring, people will listen to the Offspring. There is no reason, absolutely no reason for listening to. Okay, that's maybe you can check out. Okay, that's good, but then I will go back to listen to the Offspring.
Sure.
But I think it's kind of problem now that. I hear a lot of promos, I receive a lot of tracks from labels and everything. There is this kind of like a pattern that everybody seems to follow or need to follow. I don't know. And
but he's got skills. He's got a lot of skills. I'd be really keen to see what he does when he tries to do something that is just completely left field. That's that's not like anything else.
Yeah,
I think he'd pull something really interesting out.
Forget about the scene, forget about the others, just do something that doesn't exist. Experiment what is not there yet, because he got the skills. You can tell by listening that he got the skills.
Yep.
Okay, cool. I'm going to close the New Blood section off with something that's probably going to please the chat, because it's a bit more hard, industrial hardcore. This is a track that has been sent in from Mykoz, and I think it's a bit of an exclusive. This is Mobius versus Master Key Dahmer Mykoz remix. Let's go. Oh, and shout to Miss Potato for gifting subs in the chat. Respect.
Cannibalistic horror. Fucking cool. Are you ready to die? Fucking cool. thing as just being evil.
Do what I say, or fucking kill.
In cannibalistic horror.
All right. No bio from Mykoz, but I think most of the people in the chat know who that is. This is being released on Coolfish. It's forthcoming. Oh, some info about the release. Remix various artists with Nagasaki, Ultragore, Ragnarok, Toa, and Mykoz. Vinyl and digital. Digital end of release. Vinyl beginning of November.
Nice. Cool fish out of Barcelona. Interesting. I didn't know there was any.
I didn't know it was out of Barcelona.
That's what it says on the right, top right.
Top right. Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Cool. I didn't know that either. Interesting.
Cool. Shout out! I didn't know there was a lot of people in Spain doing this kind of stuff, so that's really cool.
Yeah. Some. Nagasaki's in the chat. He was like, "Oh, I didn't even know the release date," and he's on it.
Surprise! Yeah, we're all going to Barcelona. Mate, we're going to Barcelona for the weekend. Cool.
Any feedback
really cool
on that
track.
one?
Loads of energy, loads of fun,
Yeah.
great beats right up my street. Felt like the kicks could maybe do with a little bit more top.
Yeah,
they felt
I felt that as well.
A little bit kind of like not flat, but just a little bit like they need a bit more pop on them. But yeah, I think maybe the whole mix overall could done with maybe a little brightening up, a bit more top end, but it was loads of energy, lots of fun, lots of like kind of screamy samples and fast breaks and all the good stuff, you know. So yeah, right my street. All good. Loved it.
Anything from you, Christian?
Yeah, this kind of tracks, you know, what I kind of I love the drive, I love everything, but I kind of always miss something that pops up like okay, what's the really memorable thing? Like it can be a sound that is okay, it's the track with that sound. Otherwise, you know, I love the groove, I love the drive, you know, it's really fast paced and everything, but I don't know, maybe it's me, you know, out of the genre, but I will miss something like a hook or something.
Like a crow sound.
Exactly. You can mix the two ones, so you got the perfect one. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, no, but for the rest, the drive, you know, it's.
But, I mean, we joke about this, but like seriously, I mean, that crow thing is one of the things that I'll take away from all the tracks that we listen to. You know, that the silly sample, but it's like. Those are the things that stick in your head, right? The things that make a track stand out will be sometimes just what those one little pieces or that melody. Even, I mean, we've listened to a lot of melodies, but still, how many of them can you remember now? It's like, you know, finding those ones that really have that something special, or that sound, or that vibe. That's Absolutely. Yeah, that's the magic. It's the magic sauce, isn't it? Really, that you try and find as a producer.
It's I give it a name, you know, it's what I call the hook, you know, it can be anything, you know, and I have this discussion lately because the stuff we produced, it's been called millennium now. They give it this, you know, everybody need to put everything in a box now for some reasons I don't understand anyway, but they refer to Millennium as there was a lot of melodies. It's the melody should be there. No, there are so many tracks like Psychiatric S from Oblivion and Nosferatu. If you know that one, there is 0 notes in the track. It's a Millennium track, yes. It's just sounds and everything. It's the one that goes with the LFO, like. It can be anything, the hook. It can be the crowd. It can be a sample. It can be a melody. It can be a kick drum. It can be whatever. But psychologically, you need to keep the attention of the people. And okay, you finish to listen to the track. It's the one with that sound, the one with that melody. What's to remember after you listen?
Yeah.
That's
what makes
really
this track
hard.
memorable? That's really what you want to be thinking when you make a track. Like, what makes this special?
It can sound like shit, because art. Yeah, true.
Yeah,
true.
there's
I
lots
made
of
some
tracks that
that
do, right?
sounds horrible, horrible.
Yeah.
I hate the way they sound. I really hate it. They become big because maybe there was something in the track that's okay. Is that one? And art techno now it's proved this again because there are some tracks that really sounds on a amateurish level, like the way this sounds. But maybe they got that sparkle, that idea, so everybody play it. So don't get too much into the technical. It's important, of course, because you have to translating your idea, your vision into music. Don't get too much into that because it's unnecessary. Just find the idea, find the hook, find the crowd in in your track.
Yep.
Cool. Okay. Okay, that is the end of the
New blood.
The new blood section is over. Thank you to everybody for submitting your music. A really
Thank you,
varied
guys.
selection of
Great
music.
job,
some
guys.
Fucking good stuff.
Yeah.
And really high standard. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Please come back, and we look forward to seeing your progress, all of you.
Absolutely.
Next up, we're going to have the interview with our special guest, Art of Figters. First, I'm going to do a little bit of propaganda. So if you guys need to go for a little toilet break or whatever, feel free. Did you know that you can actually become a member of this channel if you want to support what we do here for a small amount per month, which is probably the equivalent to a coffee? You could join the tier 1. That gives you the loyalty badges next to your name in the live chat, custom emoji to use in the comments and the live chat. You get discount at oblivionunderground.com. It's easy shout outs because we can see your names in bright colours. Access to the community tab in YouTube where you get information about up and coming projects and offers, etc. There's also a tier 2, which is $2.99 a month. You get all of the previous tier, but you also get free Oblivion Underground digital releases when they come out. So you don't have to sorry, I got distracted by something on the screen. So you don't have to pay for the releases when they come out. Somebody's just gifted a shitload of subs. Thank you to Miss Potato, who's gifting everybody's subs in the chat. So you get free Oblivion Underground digital releases, you get priority notification for our merchandise drops, and there's also members only live chats, etc. And then for the tier 3, which is kind of God tier, if you really want to support us, you get vouchers at Oblivion Underground and Hardcore Beer, early access to the Oblivion promo list, so when we send our music out to artists, you get it too, entry into competitions, members only, priority reply to comments. So if you really want to support us, then you can. If you just want to enjoy the show as it is, just as a viewer, that's never going to change. But if you want to support us and help us with improving things here, etc., then you can. Also, a little comment about our Discord. If you are not part of our Discord, then maybe you should be. Discord is like a chat client / IRC channel / old forum kind of layout, I guess. And we've got one which I'll send the link to in the chat, or Jay, if you could send the link while I'm talking, that would be amazing. But essentially, this is like a nice chat area that's very reminiscent of the IRC chat. Lots of different sections in here for introducing yourself, chit chat if you just want to chat some shit away from the normal social media channels, members only section if you're a member, as I said before. Community chat, which is just about the show. And then you've got creative zones in here to talk about production, to get feedback from people, plugins, etc., etc. DJing tips, gaming for getting together to play games or talk about games, graphic design, ideas, people sharing their work, etc., video design, streaming. If you've got questions about streaming, then you can post it in there and I'll help out. Link sharing so that the other chats aren't being spammed. There's sections in here for sharing music. There's always quite a lot of music being put through here, so good place to find new music from our community. Links to DJ sets. That set there is brilliant, by the way. That Cult at Sound of Hell from last weekend, that's really good. Go and listen to that. Live streams, places to talk about movies, etc., etc., etc. So, if you don't know, get to know. I'm going to send a... how do I fucking link? I don't even know what I'm doing. Invite people there. And... boom, there is a link in the chat to join the Discord server. Come and say yo, yo. All right, back to us. Boom. Hi.
Boom.
Hi.
Hi.
Again.
Christian, Mr.
Hello.
Art of Figters. How are you doing?
I'm
you
good.
feeling
Nice,
good? Surviving the show so far?
Yeah, nice one. The new blood. I love this. I love that you guys give space to new producer, and that's really worth a lot. You know, that's I love that. I love this kind of stuff. You know, there should be space for everybody, and I will I can imagine myself when I started to have something like this. You know, will have much. Of a help.
Yeah.
You know?
Wow. That would have been pretty cool, right?
Yeah.
We had to work everything out ourselves, but yeah.
Yeah.
Really cool.
That's really cool. So congrats about that.
All right. So, well, let's talk about you. With thousands of gigs under your belt, over 200 tracks released, I'm really curious to get into you and how you got here, how you became Art of Figters. So what we normally would do is go back to the roots, I guess, and understand what inspired you to get into music in the first place. What was your motivation to do that from your youth, from your childhood? How did you actually get onto this path?
It just kind of happened because I was hanging around with some friends, and one of those friends, you know, was and is a genius, you know. We were 14, something like that, and he was already using 3D Studio Max, so he was doing 3D and this kind of stuff, and he found out Fast Tracker. So he showed me this, and we were all nerdy kind of friends. So filled with computers, you know, it was the era even before Pentium and this kind of stuff. So he said, okay, I found this program. It's called Fast Tracker. You can make music with this. So, what do you mean? And so he showed me something, and he played to me something that he made. And I was like, okay, wow, you know, we can actually make music on a computer. That's awesome. So we started fiddling around and stuff like that. And at one point, I was more into techno. I was more into kind of rock and this kind of stuff. And I tried to make something. I made a cassette demo. I gave it to Luca. My old-time friends, you know, we know each other since 40 years. He gave it to, he said, I know this guy from my school. He's doing DJ, he's doing a speaker in the radio. I should give your demo to him. The third guy was Matteo. So that's how we started. So basically it was my demo, give it to Luca. Luca gave the demo to Matteo. They laugh a lot about my demo. They told me that it was a matter of laughing for like weeks. because it was so bad. It was really, really bad. And basically I was doing the melodies, just hitting random keys on the keyboard. That was my idea of music back then. And so yeah, we said, let's try to meet up and see if something cool pops up. It was 97, I guess. We keep on trying. Then we started to send demos out to the world. We got a reply from Trackstar, but the first demo was kind of 98, I think. We sent a CD with 20 plus tracks. Out of the 20, 18 were like speedcore, extra tone, so everything over 300 BPM, 400 BPM. 2 tracks of those were under 50. And the label say, okay, trash everything except the 2 tracks, try to work on those. And yeah, that's how we started. We started working, demos and demos and demos, hours of work. And then at the end, they say, okay, these 4 tracks are cool. Let's release them. So that's how we started.
Wow. So what were you listening to at this time? What were you kind of inspired by?
Well, we were really lucky because where we live, you mentioned the city, Brescia. We have two clubs nearby. One is called Number One, and it's a really historical club. It's one of the first that actually brought hardcore to Italy. And it was, everybody went to Number One back then. Problem is that on Saturday you can go only if you are major age, so 18 years old. We were like 16 or something like that back then. So we sneak in anyway, and plus, so they were playing kind of everything. The first hour was more like bonsai kind of stuff. I was a fan of these radio shows in Italy, and they used to make some compilation. And this compilation was pretty much stuff like Scooter, Europop, Italo disco, this kind of stuff. But like the 3-4 last track of this compilation were like different to me. I didn't know what that was. I didn't know the word hardcore and nothing about that. So basically I went to a record shop. I said, do you have something like these tracks? And he said, okay, that's called hardcore. You should go to check this and this and this. And so yeah, that was it. It was kind of weird because the beginning was a mix between art trance, between this kind of bonsai, really old tracks, and hardcore. But the hardcore we were listening to was more the German hardcore. So PCP. That's our
Marc and stuff. Yeah.
Marc, Miro, Cosa Clan. Norcore, this kind of stuff. That's the real inspiration, together with Gigi D'Agostino and all the other stuff. So I think that's why we blend the two things, and why
you ended in the middle somewhere, right?
yeah. I think thinking years later, on one side Gigi D'Agostino, the other side Norcore. What's so we put melodies into hardcore, heavy use of melodies into hardcore, and that's kind of our trademark. But that was it, and I think it's cool. It's a little bit different. Then we understood, okay, there is a Gabber movement, there is this, there is that, there is the Netherlands. It came just after and after. Industrial strain also came first, before like the Dash hardcore, you put on this track, and that explains why we didn't know what we were doing. Absolutely zero idea. Zero idea.
And it's quite poignant because it's actually 25 years. You spoke about the 25-year event, but this actually marks the start of the 1999. The hardcore makes the world move track. So should we play it? I guess.
Yeah.
Let's
go
do
for
it. The chat absolutely buzzing about that track, by the way. I was just watching it, everybody saying, oh my God, the melodies, oh my God. Really, really cool.
We had no idea. We had exactly no idea. You know, we had zero musical background, zero anything, you know. Still made on tracker. So with the keyboard, the computer, and just trying to, okay, maybe it's made like this, you know, we don't know. Okay, but sounds cool to us. And
yeah.
Feels good. It sounds good.
You can definitely hear the PCP influence there as well.
Yeah. And Marc, you know, something that happened like 1 year after, 2 years after we released this one, we met Marc, PCP himself, you know, so the man who invented Arco, and he came to us saying, guys, I love your track. I play constantly. Every set I play it, you know, and I love it.
Cool, wow. Yeah.
What the fuck are you saying? We don't know what we're doing, and you, the one who actually created the genre, you know, is saying, okay, thank you. Yeah. And we end up playing at one of his events just a couple of years after the record that was called Resident E in Hamburg.
Yeah.
So we were on the same stage with Marc, Miro, Cosa Clan, all these guys, and it was amazing, straight on amazing.
Yeah. Where did the name come from?
Yeah,
the name.
Yeah,
the name. You know, the first name we thought was Armageddon. That was the first name. That was actual name. We did the logo. It was basically just A with a triangle representing the three of us. Yeah. And stability and everything, you know, layers and layers of meanings. And but the name Armageddon was used by a Dutch producer. It was quite popular back then. So we didn't want to change the logo for I don't know why reasons.
It's a good
because
call.
it's done now.
Yeah, but it was
It makes sense
really
with the triangle and the three of you. Yeah.
okay. So okay, something with the A. Started with the A. What's that? And so we came up with the Art of Warriors. Art of Warriors. But such club number one that at that time, you know, we used to be to go there often. Used to make an event called Hardcore Warrior. So Art of Warrior, Hardcore Warrior was kind of too similar. We love the art of thing. So warrior fighters.
Hey, now you know. Makes sense.
I've always wondered that. That was one of my questions that I wanted to know.
That's the thing. That's the thing. Simply as that. So we needed something with the A, and we came up with Art of Fighters.
Yeah.
Awesome. So so then you came up with this kind of live act idea with the three of you, I guess. How did that all? What was the dynamic? Because you said that originally you made some of the first music. Was everybody contributing to the music, or did people have different roles within that dynamic?
Different roles, definitely.
Yeah.
And it was me and Matteo doing the production and working day by day. You know, back then we were still students, so we used to work by night more than day. And Luca was more during the shows, you know, the live acts. You know, we basically again, you know, jump on stage because at that point we had gigs coming up. Not really much of a DJ at the beginning. We didn't know how to actually use the wheel of steel. It happened later on. So we tried to play, but with like computer sampler, sequencer, stuff like that. So I was the sequencer, and Matteo and Luca, they were the MC and doing the front of the stage. And I never liked the stage, actually, you know, to be in the front, you know, kind of stage fright back then, a lot.
Is that one of the reasons that you guys went with the masks, or was that just for an entertainment factor, or combination?
Combination, but the idea of the mask is not from us, you know. It came from Tetta, from Nico and Tetta, which were the resident DJ of another big club here in Italy called Florida. And he went to vacation or something like that, and we had to play together because we used to make music together. We were big friends and stuff, and we had this show happening in Switzerland, I think, and he came to us saying like, okay guys, I had an idea. Why we don't go on stage, the five of us, because it's 2 from them and 3 from us. We dressed everybody the same way, and we put mask on. You know, what do you think? Okay, let's do it. You know, let's try it. So he bought the masks, the first ones. We bought the first jumpsuit. We were just the one that painters use, so really thin, really, you know, you can break them just by watching them. And so that's how it happened. We did this show with them. It was really cool. It was a live back together. And then we say, okay, why don't just keep the mask? You know, it's cool. You know, people cannot recognize us. You know, so it's more focused on the music. It's still people can pinpoint to the mask and use that as a branding kind of thing. You know, we didn't go that far back then, but you know, it's cool. Let's use it.
Yeah. And was it always the Jason style mask, or was it ever different?
Yeah, the first ones were like pure plastic. It was just a flat surface of plastic. And it's the mask that the design is the one the Angerfist is using now.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
After like I think 3-4 years, he started the name Angerfist, and we were in the same club, and we had a chat like, okay, one of us should really change the mask, So if something like that. So the mask, the first one, when we changed it in 2004, it's made from a cast from one of the masks from the actual movie. So
wow,
so, yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah, at least that's what they said.
Yeah.
It's good to think it's true. It's good to think it's true now.
For sure. Everything okay with the stream, Joe? I think.
I just had
for a second.
I had a disconnect and then it reconnected immediately. I think it's okay.
Yeah, we're all right. Okay, good.
Somebody said they missed the bit about the masks. Short story. Christian and his gang had the Angerfist mask before Angerfist did, and they had a conversation and decided that Angerfist was going to keep that mask and they were going to change to a different one. In summary.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so we did that, and then you were, of course, invited to the Resident E party that we talked about, and hot on the heels of that, you released Earthquake, which is, I would say, one of your most famous tracks that a lot of people talk about.
Yeah.
Let's play that, and let's have a talk about it afterwards. Let's go.
The builder's hand strikes thee down at my call. One who may be escaped prisoner. Be wary. Be wary.
Earthquake. We get us back on the screen. Boom. So that was a big hit for you guys.
Yeah, was it? And it still is. It's always surprising that if I play this right now, people still sing to it. And it's from 2002, so it makes it 22 years old. There is people on the dance floor which are younger than this, so it's kind of
true story.
Yeah.
True story.
Points to anybody in the chat who can identify what links this release to Oblivion.
Oh,
yeah, big points there. But tell us about the artwork. Did you do the artwork on this one, or?
No, this one it's made by the brother of one of the Stan guys, and all the Trackstorm graphics and all the stuff, was made by him. The difference, we kind of we really did care a lot about the graphics because both me and Luca, we have studied as a designer, different ways, but same, and we know the importance of visual representation together with the rest. So we put a lot of care, a lot of hours together with the graphic designer to every cover have a meaning. And Mirko, that's the name of the designer. It was really important, I think, in the development of the whole label. He kind of set all the structure of the label by it's written in this 2M design. That's on the left. You can see that.
Yeah.
And he did a lot. Of stuff. He created the logo from Trackstorm and stuff like that.
Graphic design really is one of the most important things for representing your brand and your creating an identity. And I think it's even more important nowadays. You see so many people being lazy with it, and really upsets me actually when I see people being represented with bad design. And you've always had a good design and a good solid branding behind you and your vision, and that's always been an important part.
It was more like a vision, I think. We always really did care about that. Like I don't know, wearing a T-shirt like the cross. It's I think it's so representative of Art of Fighter that I can make a T-shirt like this, you immediately know, okay, it's Art of Fighter. Without any logo, any brand, or just two lines.
Yeah.
It's and I love that. I love the design part, also the visual part of this job. I think it's really, really important. And yes.
And for the people who was wondering in the chat what links this to Oblivion, that's the same font that Oblivion uses for the Oblivion logo. Yeah.
Oh. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. That's cool. Yeah. That's cool. That's cool. Exactly. And Shockwave is saying the logo. We changed the logo on this one from compared to the triangle and the A in the first release. Then the A become this one. It's like 3 blades and still the triangle. So there is always a meaning, and you can turn around this logo. It's always the same, different but the same. It's an A, but so if you turn it around, you always stay right. And there is always this kind of deeper meaning, deeper layer in our music, in our vision of it. And I think that's what kind of made us a little bit different than the others. Well, at least what I hope so.
Yeah.
So I guess off the back of this, you started to get a lot more international recognition, and you started getting more bookings elsewhere.
Yeah. Imagine, we the first release was Beacon Change and Arco makes the world moves. The second one was Artwork, which also was a big hit, and the third one I think was Earthquake. So it was, maybe there was another one in between, but it was kind of in a row.
Yeah.
And so it definitely put us on something, and we were at that point, 2002. 20 years old, something like that.
You had a load of releases all around that time, didn't you? There was a load of stuff, I think, that came out.
Yeah.
You had the, like, was it artwork? Was that the year before? It was all around that kind of 2002 that it all just blew up. There was artwork, there was Earthquake, the was it that Sin equals art thing?
Oh yeah, we love that one. Yeah, we love. That is the embryo. That record that you mentioned, Sin equal art, is the embryo of Meccano Twins.
That's what I was gonna say. And then just after all this 2000 stuff happened in 2002. Sorry, Joe, I don't mean to steal your timeline.
Carry on, man. I'm just bringing something to support.
We're going into Meccano Twins then, aren't we? So were you already, sorry to jump in, Joe, and ask the question, but were you already thinking about doing an offshoot, doing like the Meccano Twins thing as all this was happening? Did you already have something in mind for doing a side project?
No, it was kind of the decision from the label, a suggestion from the label, because basically what they said is, okay, you're getting recognized now, but you're doing too much. You're doing too much.
Right.
Yeah.
We had like 3 or 4 releases all on Trackstorm within like 12 months, didn't you? It was
We cannot release everything, because otherwise, what we release is gonna eat up the one before. And back then, vinyl was the king. So we used to make music for vinyls, and later on the show we go back to this. Like, so you make music to be released and to be pressed in like 2,000 copies, something like that. The music should be good, and you should allow the distributor, the people, to know the vinyl exists first, because little to no internet, and you need to sell the one first before going to the next one. So the label said, okay, guys, you have this kind of stuff that is more dark. It's still hardcore, okay, but I cannot put a label on it. It feels a little bit different. Why you don't just open up a new name, like, okay, your Godfather example, Mark PCP, he used to have I don't know, 50 aliases, or maybe 100.
All of the aliases,
So just try do one, change the style a little bit, and see what's happening. So back then it was cool. Now, if I think back, I would haven't done that, because it's still us, it's still Art of Figters. I don't see the difference between the two names. I think it just created some kind of confusion. And Meccano Twins was just me and Matteo, the second producer, but. There was one point, like a few years after that, they were really struggling to make either Art of Figters or Meccano Twins, because it was so interconnected, so in between the two things, that we cannot split up into 2 different persons being the same producer. But Sin equal art, was the first real Meccano Twins track, and then we opened the project, and. But too much stuff, too much at once,
I was just looking at that. That's why I kept on bringing this up on the screen. It was like the throughput. Hold on, that's not right. If I go to, this. This, look, the throughput here in 2001, 2002 is absolutely fucking ridiculous. And that's
Pussy Lover and Digital Shampoo, like, for example, it's a huge hit in Spain. I don't know why. I really don't know. It's one of the tracks that really sounds shit and everything. And just few years, like, and I talking about like 5 years ago, something like that. I was in Spain, and I finished the set and everything, and a DJ came to me and said, why you don't play this Shampoo? Why you don't play that track? Say, why should I play it? I hate that track. Okay, it's funny, but it's no, really, no. I say, well, you don't know? You say, what? And then basically, for one club in Spain that it's really huge, important club, Central, it was like the hymn of the club. It was like the most important track of the club they used to play. And yes, I didn't know. Yeah, totally didn't know. No internet again, no too little internet. So communication was really, really different. But yeah, those years were cool, just working by the night, going to university and stuff like that. But we were really like, okay, let's try do stuff, experiment, whatever. And it was cool.
Nice.
And so in 2005, you were part of the first Dominator as well. That's quite a big landmark for you.
And it was, for them, it was an experiment, I think, because such thing as the outdoor festival, I think there were just a few back then. In the Netherlands, hardcore was pretty much dead in the year 2000 because of what happened in the late 90s. And yeah, kind of like 2003, 2004, I think they started again doing a big show and everything, and then Dominator happened. We were lucky to be at the first one. And if I remember correctly, there were 3 stages. One was Thunderdome, where we played. The other stage was Master of Hardcore, and the third one I think was House Classic, but I can be wrong. So it was completely different concept. It was 3 big brands trying to join forces and to make something outdoor and bigger. And that was really cool, And it was kind of one of the first time for us to play in the Netherlands. I think it was like 2003 or 4, our first gig in the Netherlands. We went to Spain a lot first, Switzerland, Italy, of course, Germany, but the Netherlands came quite later on in our career, That, but it was cool. Now thinking that they are also celebrating 20 years of Dominator and to have been on the first one, it's cool now in retrospective.
So how did your production style and the technology that you used to produce evolve over this period? Because at first you said you were using a tracker, and I guess you evolved onto different or more advanced technology. What were you doing? What were you using at this time then?
We started with the tracker, and for the one that doesn't know what the tracker is, it's a hell of a program. It's basically it sucks. It sucks big time. It makes you can do some stuff that it's really weird. It's the stuff they use people to make sounds for the video games, for like Commodore, Atari, this kind of stuff. But basically, it's like looking at lines of code and music. Yeah, it's scrolling. It's like pages of code scrolling, and it's music, but it sucks. It really sucks. Yeah. But we made all the records till 2002. With that, so I'm happy that somebody programmed that the thing, and then we switched to first we tried Cubase, but it really didn't work out, and then we landed on Logic. On Logic and Airquake, it's the first EP made with a sequencer, not a tracker. So that's the first time we used Logic and a proper program to make music, what they now call a DAW. It was Airquake. And after that, we started like playing a little bit more and investing into some equipment like monitors, because we were using... what was the brand name? Sound Blaster.
Nice. Yeah.
I remember Sound Blaster.
That's a blast from the past.
Yeah, exactly. So imagine the quality of those speakers. They were just No, but somehow we managed to do stuff. So we invested in some proper monitoring. It was Mackie, I think, HR824, quite popular back then. And we bought a Varus
Nice.
C, I think.
Yep.
And later on JP. But all the MIDI kind of thing, was really obscure to us. It was our nose work and the fact of going from this kind of source code like to horizontal synth. It was really
It's a big
change for
change,
us.
right?
Yeah, plugins and effects, real-time effects. Wow. In Fast Track, you have nothing, just samples, That's it. You cannot put volume. That's the effect you can use. So it was learning everything again, but it was cool, and it led up to many other tracks after that.
So, not long after, you did your first album in 2007.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
I've got a track here from it, actually, Do or Die. I guess we could play that and then talk a little bit about the album.
Absolutely.
Let's do it.
So bring it on with all you got. You don't need a reason why. Just kill the fuckers. Do or die. You don't wanna fuck with me. The time is now. It's do or Every inch of me will resist you. The time is now. It's do or die. You don't need a reason why. Just kill the fuckers. Do or die.
Really cool track.
Great tune. Really cool.
Thanks,
I
Really,
love
really
those
good.
kicks, man.
Yeah.
Thank you, fun man. You have no idea of this track. For me personally, it was a turning point in my life because I perfectly remember one day we tried to mix the track in Milan with the Stanic guys, and the kick wasn't working. The track was there, everything was there, the kick was just not. But okay, I need to change the kick. You as producer, you know how difficult it is when your track is done. You need to change one of the biggest elements in the track.
Yeah.
And to make it fit and everything. So it was Wix. weeks.
Nothing sounds right, does it? When you already know how a thing sounds, when it's already in your head, every time you change it, you just go, that doesn't sound right anymore.
It will never sound
crazy.
right. Exactly.
Yeah.
I was getting crazy, trying to find the right kick for the track. So it's, I think, at least 2-3 weeks every day, just doing kick drum just for this track.
Yeah.
And one day, I remember I had to go some places and took the highway. And I remember there was so on the edge, they started screaming in my car. Like, just too late, the rage out. Like, and I say, okay, this is too much. I need a break, I need something. And then, one day, it just happened. Okay, it's the kick. And it just fit, but it was a struggle. And I say, okay, never again like this. It doesn't. It's not worth it. Okay, at the end it was worth it, but no, it's too much, too much stress. 2 weeks on a kick drum, no, it's a big no.
Yeah.
Wow. So I have in my notes here that the album had 28 tracks, but 21 of them were unreleased. What's what happened? What's the story behind that?
Yeah, we were so productive back then. Me and Matteo doing the things were really rolling and everything. So we started making a lot of stuff, and we said, okay, let's make an album. But we never stopped. So we took some of the 7 tracks that were already released, like the year before or 2 years before, and then we started doing. We end up with 21 new tracks, and say, okay, what are we gonna do now? So we split the album in 2. One side was Art of Figters, and the other side was Meccano Twins. So it was like Art of Figters presenting Meccano Twins. That was the idea. But we were really on the right mind, attitude, and everything. I think in the album there is a little bit of every possible sound, everything, as we intended hardcore back then, and Do or Die. It's one of the track that represent the most that period of time. You have a nice drive, you can still play it right now, and it just works wonder on every situation. Redemption is also on the album, and there was also a big step in the career because it was different. Back then it was really kind of different tracks, and I think we were talking before, and I met this producer. He does a lot of ghosting for main stage artists right now. Obviously, I cannot say who is ghosting, but and he said, you don't know, but Redemption was kind of one of the tracks that moved the art style toward what then was called raw style, because it was slow, this kick drum without the punch. It just basically it's just a crunch, and so it took us, I don't know, 2 days, 3 days to make it. It just came out from and I love when it happens. Normally all the best tracks are like this. It just you mentioned before, when we were doing New Blood, that if you can put down all the ideas in a couple of days, and then you take the extra day just to fiddle around with the little details, okay, that's probably a good track. Yeah. And I agree with you, because that's normally how it works.
No.
Well, let's play
remixes
Redemption
on the.
Oh, sorry, Greg.
Sorry, Joe. I was just going to say you had a few remixes on the album as well, didn't you? From some of our guests, some of our previous guests. You got Conrad, you got Sebastian Promo, and Jimmy the player as well did a remix for you, didn't he?
Did a wonderful job, I think.
On artwork,
Actually, the original was okay. The sample we found the vocal was really cool and everything, but the production was what it was back in 2001. You know, we had again no idea what we were doing. Jimmy took the one, understood the vision, and made a masterpiece. You know, it's that's the version I always played. Since he made the remix, the original was just gone. You know, what he's saying, the way he's saying, you know, it gives that kind of deepness.
For sure. Yeah.
So I'm curious, considering you had all of this output and everything seemed to be going so well, why did Matteo leave in 2008?
Well, it was on one side it was some health problems. He got a problem with flying, so compression, this kind of stuff, and that's the main reason. And the second reason, it was also becoming really challenging because the time to invest into the music production back then, you know, I think not even me. Maybe I was just starting doing this as a full-time job. We all had a regular job or studying or stuff like that. And, you know, the weekends become to fill in. So every weekend busy. During the week you have the job, but during the night you need to at least 2-3 times a week to go to the studio, work, plus the family, girlfriend, everything. It was really a lot on the plate. And so he said, okay, health problems first, you know, I cannot fly that much, and I want a different life. And so basically that was the reason. It was complicated for me because Matteo is truly, we were together 50-50. Like I was the end, like the nerd of the situation, doing the stuff with the PC and the sequencer and everything. But he has such a different and unique vision on things, on life, on everything that translates into the music, and you can really, you can definitely hear that there was a change when he left. You know, after the album, you know, the sound of Art of Figters changed, and the sound of Meccano Twins changed because the second producer left. So it was kind of a shock. I need to do things differently back then.
What did you do differently? How did you try to overcome that or compensate for his loss?
Well, if you say loss, it seems like
sorry,
like he's going.
I didn't mean like for the loss from the dynamic of the
production.
group. Yeah.
Well, I chose to move to the Belgium first. Tommy Knocker asked me, and then to the Netherlands. That was the big change. It was like, okay, we did this. I believe in what we did. I think there is a future. I think there is a possibility to not just have it as a dream, but make it like a lifestyle change, and to make this as full-time job. So say, okay, it's do or die, like we said. So let's go and try move on. Let's try to go to where all the majority of the events are, and see what happens. Just focus on music completely, and let's go. So that was the big change that happened.
Yeah.
And but you know, I still do miss in the studio. You know, sometimes I would love to have somebody giving me the kind of input that was given me, or coming up. Like we had one fight one night. We used to talk a lot about the tracks. Like it was like 80% talking, like discussing about the track. Like we should do this, no, but because this and that and that. And this night, you know, he came up with, I want to use a gong in a track that we were making. I said, what do you mean? A gong, like the big one, like this, will fit perfectly. Yeah. I said, but it wasn't the track for me, I didn't see that that right. And I said, no, let's try, but we do that. So we discussed for like 20 minutes, and then I put the gong in the track. It was exactly what we needed, You cannot hear the gong like that, but it's like white noise going, and it makes kind of an effect on the breakdown and everything. It was just the right sound. I would never thought of that. It was really thinking outside the box, so yeah, it was a really good companion. But health problems and lifestyle choices, so that's the reason. But this Saturday is gonna be on stage again with us, so it's
really?
Wow.
Oh, nice.
Wow, really?
Yes. This Saturday, it's gonna be the three of us again doing exactly the 99 to 2009 set. So just the music we really produce all together. So that's it's gonna be
amazing,
super cool for me.
Yeah,
for the
beautiful
as well.
Yeah,
that's great. So despite him leaving, you managed to continue with your momentum, pushing through 2009, 2010, and then 2011. You created arguably one of the most iconic Dominator albums, the Nirvana of Noise. It's probably my favorite one, actually.
Thank you.
I'm going to play it, and then let's talk about it, because I really like this one. Here we go.
Once a year, it reveals itself. Determined and without any concession. For the ignorant majority, a tormenting place. For the true believer, the ultimate destination. A glimpse of afterlife. Welcome to the Nirvana of Noise. The Nirvana of Noise.
For me,
really cool.
Number one Dominator anthem. Really, really good, man.
Thank you.
Super good. Tell us about how that one came about, Christian.
Well, we're talking about the hooks and everything. This track. The moment I received these beautiful vocals from the Art of Dance guys. I checked the vocals, and it was this scream Dominator, and say, okay, this is the key. This is the key somehow. And was simply trying to do the sounds and stuff. And Dominator is is a preset from a synthesizer, the Juno, the infamous Juno. You know, if you just buy it, you know, one of the presets is called Dominator, and it goes like whoa, exactly that, and that's why they made the track back then. And so yeah, basically I was trying to make sounds, come up with sounds, and once I made that whoa with massive, and there are 3-4 layers on top, and the vocals, say okay, the track is done. You know, it's I just need to lay the rest down. And it was really cool because at that time I was in contact and producing music with Predator, and he introduced me to dubstep. That dubstep made by the mean of Skrillex, later on more guys like Destroyed, or so the kind of different dubstep. Really a lot of sound design, and yeah, he's the man. and I use a different way of using synths, a different way of picturing the sound design, and I love that. So what the fuck is this? You know, what the fuck is this? I should try to make something like that, or at least to understand. As you said before, Greg, like you try to copy the other, so to mimic the other, to try to understand what they're doing, and then you come up with something different. And that's exactly me trying to sound like Scream or Skrillex or these kind of guys. Failing badly because, you know, it doesn't even sound close to dubstep. You know, it's the dubstep part, okay, it have a nice drive, but it's not dubstep. It doesn't sound right. But you know, he really helped me creating the track. The melody is from a horror movie, and what was the name? And also in used by Pokemons. I found out later on.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
And so yeah, that was it. That was it, and it kind of became the anthem of Dominator. You know, there's still after that, you know, every year, you know, that's the drop of the anthem. You know, in one way or another, you need to do that. You know, you need to make the Dominator warm somehow.
It's completely iconic now. That's forever.
Yeah,
it's forever.
It's a sound logo. It's a sound logo.
Yeah,
now.
exactly.
That's you know, I understand that part. Like we were talking design, you know, sound design. It's also design. It's like making a cover, and that's the cover of the event. You know, it's that scream and that sound together. Okay, you got the sound logo. It looks cool.
So, what came next then? I guess this is hardcore project is worth talking about.
Yeah, briefly, you know, there was a cool project. You know, there was a cool idea, handled really badly because of inexperience and other stuff. But basically, it was like there was this moment where things started to merge or collapse in one way, and so it was like what is hardcore, you know? There was the rise of this new thing called raw style, which was basically slow down hardcore, you know, was nothing exactly different. And on the other side, people open up to other subgenres like Frenchcore or industrial or crossbreed. There was crossbreed, and so we came up with this. It was like a project of Trackstone plus Neophyte together. You say, okay, we need to introduce more producer to the scene, to have the people know more producer, more young kids that deserve to be known, and but we also need to show that hardcore can be from one side to the other one. So it was really cool to me because you had tracks in the albums like The Purest from Amnesis, which was like a 140 track or something like that. Really, really visionary. And the end of the CD was like Sick Squad with something like a French score, 240 BPM. And back then it wasn't common to mix the thing. You had more like okay, hardcore, the mainstream is just the mainstream. The French score should stay in the second room, and so it was the moment to mix up everything and to try to collaborate to make something bigger altogether, and to help new producer to come up. And some of them are still playing. Some of them become really successful. And but it was really cool project, really a good collaboration between everybody. The mistake, right now I think that the name was cool. We should have make it like open source or something like that. Okay, this is because we used to share like samples. We used to share session material to the doing a lot of remix contests and this kind of stuff to involve the new kids and to show them how to you can make mainstream hardcore. That was really cool from back in the time.
Yeah, really nice.
I've got
2012, right?
Yeah, 2012. Yeah, I got a video here that's probably good to play now for the Meccano Twins and Art of Figters ELECTROGOD. I guess this fits exactly what we're talking about now, right? Let me bring that up. Nope, not that. Yep, that.
I made the sunshine and permitted time to unfold. I allowed God to let you motherfuckers exist. God to let you motherfuckers exist. I made the sunshine and permitted time to unfold. Fuck off. Fuck what you've been told, I'll kill it again.
This video is excellent, by the way.
This is one of the tracks that, for me, really summarize everything, and probably is my favorite track of my discovery.
Really
nice.
Yes.
Great arc in that first half. Great, and then I love the way it twists into a kind of melody into the second half, and the kind of the kind of release and tension between the two parts. Really cool, man. Really cool.
Yeah, and the melody is, it's kind of like the melody of the first track, Arco Makes the World Move. It's the kind of hypnotizing thing, So it's like a revision of that the first record, but different, but new. And the video, I hired this 3D guy, to make the video. He came up with this, and I love the result. It's
really nice.
I think it just matches, and it's what it is. It's 150 BPM. It's our style. It's hardcore. It's not. It's or whatever. Or we just don't have to label things because it's if it's nice, it's nice. If it's not, it's not. But really, I deeply attached to this track. For me, it really means a lot. And the whole EP was called Tales at 150 BPM because it was like, okay, everybody was really speeding up back then, and so I want to do something that nobody will probably play it, but okay, that's my my thing now.
I just got a copyright strike on that video, by the way.
Really?
Oh.
Yeah,
what does that mean?
We've detected a video in your stream belonging to somebody else. Your stream may be temporarily blocked. If you plan to continue, please ensure that the content owner has added your channel to their allow list. So hopefully it doesn't stop the stream immediately, but we might need to deal with it afterwards, I guess.
Okay. Which one is the track, if I can ask?
This one, I think it was this video.
This one?
Yeah. So we'll deal with that afterwards. Hopefully the stream doesn't get pulled.
Okay,
we continue.
Let's hope not. Yeah,
let's hope not. So we're in the timeline. It's 2013, and the year after, I've written in my notes here, well, your words actually, crisis of the mainstream, the rise of faster hardcore, early up-tempo and brutal.
Yeah, the 2013, Mad Dog and we did the show at Climax. We closed Climax. It was really an experience. And basically at these kind of events, you need to kind of let the promoter know what you're going to play. Or at least, it used to be like that. And one of the tracks I really wanted to play was "Oh My Son," which it's a sample from Pavarotti. It's from opera, and then it goes like 200 BPM. Kind of, it's a kind of closing act track, but it was 200 BPM. You have no idea of the fight we had to do with Q-Dance to allow us to play this one single fast track at 200 BPM. It was 2013. The year after, they booked Party Razor, and it was the beginning of the uptempo. So, but uptempo wasn't there. It was merely playing
fast hardcore, right?
Yeah, exactly. Fast hardcore or popping up the pitch of the mainstream tracks because there was no such thing as uptempo. So in the span of 1 year, just to explain how things changed in the span of 1 year, and why I say the fall of the mainstream, because we were so I don't know what word I can use, up on our ass or something like that, or so entitled to what we did, whatever, that we keep on challenging ourselves, like between us producer, doing the best track possible technically. So these big, huge breakdowns, this whole technicality and everything, and we lost completely the set of vision of what the arc was. So as every time, you know, somebody stepped in and takes it, and there was it. So they started to go faster, less sounds, less production, less of everything, just straight to the point, just straight rhythm and something you can dance to. And there was the early uptempo, so F-Noise, Andy the Core, and all these kind of guys, you know, that's the thing. And after that, you know, I think mainstream kind of almost ceased to exist, you know. It was on life support, and I think it still is right now. You know,
how did that impact you directly as an artist who was playing the main stages every week? Was there like a huge dip in your demand and your bookings, or was it difficult to deal with that?
Not really. Also, I don't think if it's because we are lucky or if because we worked in the right way. Also, after COVID, you know, it took some time to be back and up and running, but because we become independent. But I think, you know, the kind of music and the approach we had to the music, to the overall story behind Art of Fighter, I think kind of resonate with people. So, you know, the scene keep on changing. We kind of keep on doing us in different ways. Of course, you know, it's not you cannot pretend that me to make the music I was doing it when I was 20. You know, I had completely different mind, completely different vision on stuff. But I think it makes sense from the beginning till now. So maybe that, you know, there was this rise of fast music and everything. We didn't have to adapt or anything. You know, we just keep on doing our stuff. But Meccano Twins, yes. At that time, you know, was too much busy and another guy, another producer, stepped into the project, Jose, and there we, together with the label, we decided to make this new label, run by Meccano Twins, Secret Squad, and Annexes. The name was Brutale, and it was basically, okay, let's make the fast music as we like, and but let's make it proper. Like let's put quality into it. And I was saying before, my and our background comes from guys like the Cossack Clan or guys that used to make really fast or speedcore, even, you know, Rotello, Complex, this kind of guys. So it was a challenge for me, like after years and years of Art of Fighters, melody, or this kind of, okay, let's move to something like a different kind of zone. So Brutale, the first track is Brutale. It was cool at the beginning, and then it was too much for me, so I left the Meccano Twin project in the hands of Jose after a couple of records of Brutale. You know, was too much to handle and I keep doing my stuff.
How do you think that as a complete projection into the current day, the up-tempo thing has impacted the scene? In some people's eyes, they think that up-tempo saved hardcore. What are your thoughts on that?
You know, the scene changes. You know, the scene keep on changing, and it kept definitely kept the parties alive in a moment where there was no not that much music that appealed the people, and they understood something like a different way to handle like the sub bass and the loudness overall. So they discovered something technical, especially a few years ago. What they don't like, what they miss right now, diversity. In the past year, 2 years, there is, I will say, I cannot say a lot, but there are tracks. There are tracks that can play finally again. Before that, there were years of absolutely the same repeated, the same repeated. You know, it's okay to you figure out something, you figure out a different way to make kick drums, and I cannot understand when I hear the same kind of idea repeated for like 200 tracks. That means something else. That means that you're looking for shortcuts, and what happened also now, uptempo, at least a part of that, I think they're missing the point again, like we used to do in 2014 and 15. Like, why this breakdown with all this EDM, crappy singing, and then you drop into something? You know, it feels like blocks of music put together that doesn't really match, and it's becoming really, really poppy and cheesy.
Do you think that this is like a top-down problem because of the way that the organizations and the ownership and the structures of the organizations has actually
it's
merged,
fucked up now,
and it's kind of potentially come down from the top because of the EDM scene in America and the cross-population of the brands and the branding and all that kind of stuff?
I don't think that's there yet. Like, I never heard any agency or promoter say you should make this kind of music or that kind of music. I think that it comes naturally because, okay, you're a producer in your 20s now. What is your goal? It's not to release music and to make good music per se. It's not enough. You know, sure it is, but you need something more. And what's your aim? You want to be on the big stages. How you get on the big stages? You know, I have to make the music that people like. So it's like an echo chamber of the same stuff going on, repeated and repeated and repeated. So that's why also before hearing the new blood, guys, experiment. You know, if it's already out there it's already done. You know, you don't have to do it again. It's already done. Do your thing. People will either like it or not. That's that's the thing. But again, you know, they discovered something technically really important. Like, okay, we can make better kick drums now. What I don't like is it's a music that the kick drum is really important. It's not everything in this music. You know, there are sounds on top of the kick drum and not just white noise because you have no more space for anything else. To be honest, I appreciate the meme acts like Greasy Pussyfucker, Unicorn. I think they have a deep layer. Like, it's the internet. They are the musical expression. They are the musical expression of the randomness that can you find in the real internet. So I appreciate that. I really appreciate that. When I hear stuff like that made in a serious way, okay, you're missing the point. You're really missing the point. And then what's the diversity? And what the fuck is with the ghost production? You know, main stages now after that, you know, the lineup you see in the main stages, it's ghost produced artists, you know. It's a bit too much.
Yeah.
That's the only thing. But again, it's not, it's seen, it's evolving, and either way it's evolving, it's right, you know, it's it's in the end of the people to choose which direction should go. And it's our duty to make the music that we want, to try to do something different if we want, or try to be part of the show if you want in a different way. So all good.
Agreed. Yep.
So I'm going to fast forward a little bit because I'm conscious of time a touch, but I definitely want to talk about you leaving Trackstorm, because I think that's huge. And I know I'm fast forwarding a few years there, but this is like a really big milestone.
Yeah,
So,
there was big again, just like Matteo leaving in 2008.
Yeah,
there was the other thing, because I spent years and years in that situation, doing and helping with Arco d'Italia, with the mixing, the mastering, the production. So it felt, for some years at least, it felt like a family. It was really motivating to go in the studio and to share the same studio with other producer, and to music was the only topic every day, all the day. And it was super cool, and I was surrounded by Sick Squad, Stunning Guys, Amnesis passing by, Mad Dog, so it was really motivating. And basically, the company lost interest into the scene. Some bad decisions that artists didn't really appreciate, and we had to leave and to go independent from the moment, because it was just not the right situation to make music anymore.
And it wasn't just you. There was quite a few people that left.
No, everybody left.
Everybody
left. Mad Dog, I think he left in Mad Dog and Annexist left in 2016, I think, and then 2019 there was nothing in the label. So I think after that, they didn't, they either close it or something like that. But it was a pity, because it was really like a collective environment of people dedicated to make music, and I think the result, is out there for everybody to listen.
For sure.
It's the birthplace of us, Art of Figters, Mad Dog, Amnesis, Dominator, and you mentioned so many. And again, as the scenes change, life change. The thing is, I relied personally too much on the years over somebody else, for doing everything. So 2019 on, independent, so to relearn everything again with the studio. And but that's cool. That's cool, because I learned so much. About how the promoters think and work, how the events are made. So much other stuff that was kind of hidden, because I was just focused on the music back then. So that's cool in a way. Good life change.
I guess it was quite a weird time though, because you left Trackstorm, and then the year after, essentially the industry completely closed because we had the COVID crisis. Yeah. So what a fucked up situation. That was funny. I don't think anybody has described it as funny.
Yeah, imagine living the structure where you used to work for so much, so you I can work and do this, and then it's gonna go there and everything. So you have to start again from zero. You invest money, you invest what you got, and then COVID. So, okay, you're out in the wild. You cannot the work you only work you cannot do. But again, I was lucky. Was completely lucky, because I ended up working with Annexist and sharing the studio with him.
Shout to Yapo, by the way. Hope you're good, bro.
Yeah, super, bro. And so we spent pretty much the whole COVID talking like we are doing tonight. Like, okay, what went wrong? You know, what's the music we're doing? Why we do this? Why we do that? You know, what's the sharing music, sharing ideas? So it was like a moment of reconnection with the roots, in a way. And in that moment, we say, okay, you know, what we did, you know, part of what we did was right. You know, the music is still there. 20 years I've been going through it. The music is still there, you know. So it wasn't luck. It wasn't luck. What went sour and what not. So we decided to, we came up with this idea. Let's make what they call millennium. Let's make the new millennium. And it's not about the melodies or something like that. It's about the drive. It's about the music should tell a story, whatever the story it is. You know, it can be like I go 500 BPM and it's just pure, complete noise, unlistenable. That's a story as well. Or I can go 100 BPM and use just one kick drum at the beginning, and the kick drum, you know, is just one single note all over the track. I think the guys at Ophidian and the guys at Silence, you know, they made a track now going down to 10 BPM or something like that.
Zero. It goes to zero.
Yeah, zero, exactly. That's what I mean, story. You know, what's the idea behind the track? And that's what we miss now, I think. You know, some guys are really good, and they do it in their own genre, and they still put ideas. But really, the 90% of the music released have no idea. It's just, okay, I have to make a kick drum, I have to make a breakdown, and maybe a melody, or maybe I should find a sample, and they put it together, but it's more like a salad than a track. You know, it's I don't know if I can. It does explain. You know, it's making music to me is different. You know, there is an idea or a theme or something like that, or an emotion, even better, that I want to express, and then you work on that. So we say, okay, let's rewind everything. Let's start back from that. Okay, let's start from the ideas, and let's take some time to make the tracks, and not just rushing because every month, because the metrics on Spotify or whatever algorithm is telling you that you should do this in this amount of time. So yeah, it was a moment of reflection and everything. Too bad it lasted 2 years. It was quite a problem for the money, but alive and kicking. And after that, you know, started working again, rebuilt the studio again with the annexes. We just finished it this year, and we started releasing again this year.
Nice.
And,
where are you based now? Where are you living now?
I'm living in Brescia, but the studio is in Milan. It's shared with Annexis in Milan. Yes. And so back at it, but with a different mindset than before. We definitely don't care about metrics play. You should make dot stories. You should make this, the reels, TikTok, whatever. You know,
it becomes too consuming having to do all that. It really sucks the life out of everything, but it's also kind of essential in some ways. It's
I understand it's important, but it's if I have to put a percentage on it, socials and everything, it's like 20% of the game. It's not 80% as they say now. You know, do the right music, and you need a single track. If you make one hit track, you can just open Instagram and not post anything. If the track is a hit, don't worry, you know, you're gonna be booked, you're gonna be called.
I think the problem comes with people having a large throughput of mediocre or low standard stuff, but because the throughput's so high, you can't stop them being seen or visible because they're just pumping stuff out, and that's one of the problems with where we are in the scene, or generally in life, probably.
In life,
yeah,
because it
is that there's
applies
just
to everything. It's just a reflection of life, you know,
where
music.
we are, yeah.
But I see this kind of behavior, like you posting a lot. Isn't that because you need to keep the attention up? Because the content you posting, it's not a content, it's just merely entertainment, you know. So you're doing a different job than being a producer and making music. And that's kind of where we are now. Like sorry.
No, please continue.
No, I was saying, like, there is this kind of trends now, like the DJing playing backwards. And by backwards, I mean facing the camera, which is behind them, and not the public, and doing all the kind of dances and everything. Of course, it looks awesome on the socials, and you look awesome. But if I'm at an event and I'm going there for an artist, you know, I imagine going there for my favorite artist, and this guy or girl, you know, for after the set it's like this.
Just looking at the back of the head.
I mean, it's the same thing, and I'm doing stuff.
Maybe we should start doing the show like this. Maybe we'd get more hits.
But you need to dance as well. Now I understand. Also, it's like the scene, you know, it's changing. I understand that, but we are doing something different. You know, let's call it. Let's not mistake one job for another. Influencer, it's one thing. And now there is DJ influencer, producer that does DJing, it's another thing, you know. And the content, the music, you know, often it's left by last. Like, okay, let's book a ghost producer, let's call somebody who's gonna make me a track, and it's just gonna work because I'm either popular or have a cool video, cool stuff behind that, and then, you know, it's gonna be forgotten in 1 week. But I don't care, because next week I'm gonna have a new track.
Yeah,
that's kind of a situation now. Everything is disposable. Yeah, you know.
Indeed.
Yep.
So what's next for you then? And we've had this we had this kind of break and regroup since 2020, and you've rebuilt the studio and you've changed your vision, and you come up with the new millennium concept and this new ethos. What's now? What are you
now?
do?
You know, now of course music. You know, except this summer, which has been really busy and everything. But we're finishing up tracks. I say we. It's me and Annexist.
Yeah.
I released something in May, June, or something like that, which is called The Void. And again, you know, it's 3 tracks EP, because that's the other thing. Singles, you know, I never worked with singles, you know, I always work toward a vinyl release. Vinyl release, you know, the tracks that compound the release, you know, they should work together and have a meaning together. And that's what I miss, because that's the way I always worked. So also this one, you know, it's a 3-tracker, and each one it's different on its own. And it's called The Void. But why? Because there was a void for me, you know, between 2019 and 2024. You know, it's for 5 years of nothing, pretty much nothing. No releases, no anything. So, and for me now, it's like a jump into the void. Now, if I had to follow some directives from the labels or agency, whatever, now that I'm 100% fully independent, I just want to do what I really feel completely. You know, if I believe in my track, I'm going to release it. If not, it's not going to be released, even if the Pope comes and say, this one is nice. Yeah. And so yeah, that's the first one. I really love it. I really love this first EP. And the other difference that I'm rejoining with my other side, which is the graphics. And I want to do for each track, each release, each single, I want to design the cover and to make also merchandise or vinyls or whatever the fuck I'm gonna think about. Because for me, as I always said in this show, you know, graphics, music, it's all together. It's part visual plus audio. You know, I think it's a combo that is so strong, and it should be. I want to go that direction. So I would love to become also like a VJ one day. So actually playing videos and playing music all together.
Greg's just started doing that with Steph Death Machine.
I think that's the future. That's another way of seeing stuff. Now, pretty much all stages have levels. You know, I want to go on stage and use that level. I don't want somebody else to use it. I want to go there.
That's exactly what we do. Yeah,
because it's part. I want to make you dancing. You know, you should be dancing and tripping with your ears. And tripping with your eyes, you know.
Exactly. Yeah, the technology's there now. So that's what me and Steph Death Machine do with our. We have a project called Dungeon Dragons. We're doing a back-to-back audio and VJ.
Video. So awesome.
So we're doing live Resolume touch designer stuff. And it's all synced in with the tracks as well.
Yeah.
So we've got time code running across, you know, 2 laptops. So if like there's a sample in the track, the words come up on the screen at the same time. It's all kind of tightly synced. And then we can mix all the video stuff as well. So we can do all the effects, we can do chops, and you're basically just jamming with each other on the stage, like with the faders and stuff. So yeah,
video plus music. You know, I think it's a really strong combo, and I think that's possibly where the future is headed. You know, there are some great acts like Excision or Tale of Us. You know, they're really rocking with this kind of stuff. You know, they are like the top level now.
But they have whole teams of people that do all the visuals.
Absolutely, it's
we do this shit on our own, and it's so much work. It's so stressful. And
when I say I want to do it, like you said, you know, it's for you, it's a duo, it's a team project. You know, one dedicated to the video. It's something that it's impossible to do alone. I tried between 2016 and 2019. It's impossible. I burned my MacBook because I was was using that to render After Effects and stuff like that. At one point, it just started to do smoke, and a laptop is not meant for that. But you know, it's a teamwork. It's a teamwork, and that's something I would really love to invest again and to do, because I think it's the future.
Yeah, for sure. And I think over the next couple of years, we're going to see, I mean, we're already seeing kind of like the AI video stuff, right? And it's it's democratizing film, right? So normal people couldn't make Hollywood looking films in the past, right? And now suddenly,
you can.
Over the next year, we're going to see all this kind of really cool stuff. And we're almost there now. But it's just going to get better and better. And it's going to allow us to kind of just make things that we just didn't even think
we
didn't
lucky
have
now.
The skills to do. Yeah,
we're lucky. We are lucky because we have stuff like Blender, which is a 3D program from the ones who doesn't know. We have stuff like Unreal, for example, which is a program to make video games or whatever the fuck you want. We back then, you know, access to this kind of technology will cost you tens of thousands of dollars or euros just to begin with. Now it's as you say, you know, it's the right way. It's democratized, so we can do it, and I think it's a right way to come up from this influencer kind of thing. Okay, let's go back to who's doing for reals the stuff, who's not. you know, who's acting and who's giving something to the people. And for me, an event, you know, it's always been like this, and also the music reflects this. It's like I won't go some places and have an experience, you know, any kind of experience. You know, it can be going into a room, like a square room with just a sound system and a strobe light, but the music is so good that I'm gonna have a blast and have the best experience. Or go into a huge festival, Tomorrowland, for example. Okay, it's a theme park. It's a different kind of experience, but I think there is a great beauty when the artist can match what, or at least what I can picture in my mind. Especially when I'm making the tracks, and show to the people what I'm imagining. And that's why I say I'm gonna start with the covers now. I'm not gonna do the mistake as before and like, okay, I'm gonna do Excision. No, it's not that easy. So I'm gonna start go back first the music, the covers match the music, you know, like the void. You can see it's a spaceship going into the void, you know, into a black hole. So that step by step, but I want at least try to make people see what I see when I make music, because that's how I do it. Well, you see, you got the lineup, and want to play it?
Right, let's close the interview with The Void, since this is the most recent thing that's come out. Art of Fighters, The Void from this year. Awesome.
Really cool.
We're checking the chat and reply, you know. Dormouse, man. Like, these kind of people we need
hey,
like
Dan.
Yeah, we
Hey,
need like
shouts down.
thousands of people like this. That's hardcore. That's really fucking hardcore.
We don't need 1,000 Dan Dormouses. Oh my god!
No, one is enough. It's more than enough.
Dormouse emojis in the chat.
Amazing.
So that was a really nice way to close the interview section.
Yeah.
What a fantastic history, Christian, first of all.
Thank you.
And by the sounds of it, so much more ahead of you as well. So I'm really looking forward to that.
Till I breathe, till I can, that's I just like doing this, I like to make music. I like to get mad about it and to have problems about it, to fiddle with kit drums, with the sound design. It's nothing is ever perfect, so this track, and I will change 1,000 of things now. But that's the beauty of it, and in 10 years, maybe I will listen back to it and say, okay, that was pretty cool back then.
Yeah. But we're all here just still doing the same shit because we love it, right? It's in our bones. It's what we've done, for 30 odd years or whatever now, and we just, this is who we are. It's who we always will be. And,
I love it. The connection with the people, the fact that there are so many people, and now thanks to internet, thanks to the scene, to everybody, to even TikTok, uptempo that is spreading out to every possible country. It's so good to see so many people dedicated to the art genre, whatever it is. Then we can discuss for ages, like, this, that year was better, this and that. But the thing is that it's a niche. It's a really small movement, and by niche I include also art style and whatever, because it's still a niche. We're still like the 0.1% of the global music, but so many people that travel all around the world just to attend the festival.
They love it, man. Dedicated. Just
I love this.
Through.
I love this. Yep. And I love when somebody came back to me and say, it just happened last week in Scotland. There was this guy and came to me and explained to me what he loved about the new EP, The Void, Acoustic Makes the World Moves, and he just got it. He just got the deepest of layer that I'm not even gonna explain now because I'm gonna bore everybody. He just got it because he listened to the track. Oh, you did that because of this and this. Okay, just one single person that. Okay, you understood me completely, understood the music completely. Okay.
Yeah.
I should keep on going because there is people like you.
Because you have a connection
totally
through the music.
Connection. You say that. And when you make the right thing, you make the right set, we are all DJs and you are on stage, you make the right set and you have that connection with the people on the dance floor. Can be 20 people, can be 50, can be 10,000, it doesn't matter. If you do things right, you have this kind of energy exchange, this kind of connection. Mm-hmm. It's unique, How can you stop doing that?
Sometimes like I've been in a situation where I'm like, why do I do this shit when I've like had a long time without a gig, or so it's hard to get to a gig, or something's not right in my life, and you're just like, I'm just not fucking, and then you go, and then it goes really well, and you're like, that's fucking why I do this shit, and then you're back in the game again.
Back again. Okay. Let's go.
Yes,
exactly. No, it's wonderful. It's a wonderful world, full of really dedicated people, and it's growing. Every year, more and more countries are joining the party, and more events in every part of the world. Asia now is on the rise. There are events in China, Taiwan, and South Korea. So it's good. The movement is alive. You made it maybe not like the musical direction now, but it will change. It always did. So all good, you know, it's so good.
All right.
Good time.
Well, thanks again. That was an awesome
you.
interview, and you're very welcome to come back again because there's so much we didn't talk about. So, for sure, I'm going to push on because I've got a what's hot section to do. I'm going to quick fire this because I've got a few tracks, so I'm just going to play the tracks, talk briefly in between them, and then we'll close off. So this is
What's Hot.
What's Hot. Starting off with new release from new track from Tripped's album. Belgium Does It Harder.
A country for people that had been ruled and conquered so often that they didn't really care who was in charge anymore. They just do as they had always done. Work the land, work hard, and then party harder. Party harder.
That is Belgium Does It Harder by Tripped off the forthcoming Celebration of Ignorance LP on Madback. You can grab that now over at Bandcamp. I've put a link in the chat. Next up, Mindustries are back. This is Memory Lane.
Well, let's talk about the good old days.
so yeah, you heard right. Mindustries is back after a brief break and the heartbreaking loss of his brother in crime. Yuri Nils is picking up the line to carry on their vision of the darker side of core. There's a whole bunch of new music coming from them on Prospect, and you can grab Memory Lane right now. Go and give it some support. Next up, The Silence, Nosebleed. On Absolute Industrial Crusade right now. That one is off the Breaking of the First Silence. Vinyl available and merch and digital over at the Genosha Bandcamp. There is a link in the chat. Next up, more slow stuff. Here's Fracture 4, who's back with Darkness Reshape. Is back. Love Hurts is back. This is from the Oh My God, That's So Cute the way you just distort stuff and think about yourself all the time release. I'm sorry about the stream there. I had a disconnect again, but it's back. Next up, RABBeAT, The Punch. The Punch, taken from Insignificant Waveforms on Prospect, 3-track EP from RABBeAT, who is on somewhat of a rampage right now. Next up, an exclusive. This is from the forthcoming Oblivion 24 release by Carnage Core. It's Dark in Hell.
Protect us through all the sin. Protect us.
is RABBeAT. Not RABBeAT, this is the Carnage Core from the forthcoming Entropy EP on Oblivion Underground. That's coming out on the 4th of October. You can pre-save it now on Bandcamp. And last one tonight in the What's Hot section is the Ruckus. This is Bounce With Me.
My name is Ruckus. I made a song, here's how it goes. It's about to blow when I hit the double jump like Super Mario. Oh my god, I take the top off. Just to be what you can. Get with the program. Get with the program. Back in third grade, got the monkey buzz with no hands. Old school door with a fresh new style. Got the jets running and jets Oblivion Show. Make your body jump, do a double jump. Bounce all around, make your woman double jump. Get with the program. I said.
You are now tuning to the Oblivion Show.
I said bounce with me, run it up. I said bounce with me, run it up. I said bounce with me, run it up. I said double. I'm switchy. The girls can't resist me. B-boy play on the mic to assist me. Did you miss me? Cause now I'ma flip it in reverse like Miss I'm strong, handsome, clear complexion. Are you feeling this connection? Baby, if you see me, strike up a track. Double jump, all that.
And that was the Ruckus, Bounce With Me. I have no more information on that track other than a note saying, we are the Ruckus, we come to bring disorder. That was
really cool.
The What's Hot section.
Really, really cool tracks you played.
Yeah, I had to skip through them quickly, but they all deserve some light, and we need to push people to the right channel. So there we go. And that was the What's Hot.
What's Hot?
Okay, we are into the final part of the show. We're going to do a few questions and answers. I asked people to write in the chat some questions that they have. I think you answered most of them, but we'll do some of them here. Was there any good ones? Because I wasn't watching. There's a question about AI there.
Yeah, if you want to throw any new questions into the chat, now's the time to do it as well.
Yeah, questions in the chat. Put them in caps lock so I can read them. Because I'm tired and I can only read caps lock right now.
I'm old.
I wasn't going to say that.
Right in caps.
Will we get the new Millennium sample pack? That's a question. What's going on with the album and all that?
That's a good question. Honestly, no, I'm happy that we didn't release that one because it wasn't made the right way. So it would take some time, and let us make some more tracks before, and then the sample pack will come. Even I was thinking maybe a Patreon or something like that. I think maybe it's the right time to do and to open up this kind of stuff. That will make sense. It will make sense.
And if people want more information on New Millennium, there is a Discord server as well. So if you already use our Discord, you can head over and jump there, and you'll get news there, right?
Yeah, actually, no. The Discord server was in 2021 where we did a Kickstart, and after that,
it's not being used now.
It's not used now. So
okay. Any other questions here?
I did a track song against our Hardcore Italia track Come Along. Such a cool track. It was really cool to work together with the Sunny guys, Mad Dog and Annexis all together. And we did the melody, I did the breakdown, Mad Dog did some sounds, Annexis did some other sounds. We put them together. and it just happened, and it was it was a really good anthem for us. Can we have the chance to see another artist named next Art of Figters for collabs we never saw before? Yes, totally. There was one guy here in the chat before, Revolt, who's releasing on Heresy, and I'm working with him. I'm working with some art techno DJs, just because going out of the comfort zone. Plus, I'm working from. I want to work with other artists like L System, which is now releasing on Neophyte, and I think it's a melody genius. So, Revolt is incredible talent. I agree, and I want to do something different. As I said, I'm independent now, so I don't have to ask permission to anybody. I would love to work with Destroyer as well, and to make a full EP on Speedcore Italia. I already told the guys, open up the tracker again and do something 300, 400, 500 BPM out of
nice.
So definitely. A system AOF. I think we will. You never know with collaboration. Maybe sometimes it's all good on paper, and then when you start working, things doesn't really match. But I think will be really cool. And collaboration with Annexes, of course. We got like 3-4 tracks lined up. One was just released like a few weeks ago. I'm working
maybe
with
an Oblivion release some point in the future.
An Oblivion release, because I promised that, and I did a demo for you, and then absolutely. So that will be my moment to go back to the more industrial Meccano Twins kind of
Maindustrial, right?
Maindustrial, exactly. you forged the perfect word. You forged the perfect. Then you should have told me like in 2005, 6, and would have made out something like that. But yeah, that's exactly that. Meccano Twins is main industrial. And so I'm looking out for doing some really weird stuff like the last release, like the other. So let's see what the future happens. But I'm happy place, confident, and so good.
Awesome. yeah, really nice.
Great stuff. All right, I think we'll call it there. It's been a really good show. Thank you very much again for coming on, Christian. You've been a fantastic guest. I had no doubt about it. I know you were apprehensive for some years, actually. We've been talking about coming on, but you've been a really, really good guest. So thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Thank you for hosting me. It was a pleasure, and such a great show, and I love the whole concept. And hope to see you guys again, maybe on stage, maybe on
for sure.
For a beer.
Well, I'm sure we're going to bump into see each other somewhere, but thank you, Christian. Thank you for your contribution to the hardcore scene as well. The great tracks you've done over the years, and kind of
thank you,
keeping it real as well. And just kind of like continuing to do like all of us, continuing to do the things that you feel is important and the music that you're passionate about, and continuing to just kind of deliver that and keep the message and the love for hardcore alive. So really appreciate it, man. Thank you.
Thank you. That's the only way I know. Maybe there are better ways. Maybe going different ways are better, but that's why I know.
This is our way.
Exactly. It works. Keep on doing that. Thank you again, guys.
Thank you, everybody.
Such a pleasure.
And we need to do a thumbnail, or else Jay will kill me. So we need to just smile for the thumbnail. There you go, Jay. There's your thumbnail. We've got one last thing to do. We have the something different, which is Greg's special section at the end of the show where we have random video at the end. So this is Pink Fire.
Pink Fire.
It's okay.
Off the Red EP on Analogical Force out of Madrid, who are a fantastic label. If you go through the back catalogue of Analogical Force, there's some amazing tunes. Ruby My Dear, Mike Paradinas, all sorts of wonderful kind of weird techno IDM, and it's just a wonderful label. yeah, so this is like a IDM track off one of their new EPs. So yeah, Pink Fire's doing some very interesting stuff.
Okay, guys. Peace out.
Thanks, everybody.
Thanks for tuning in. We love you, and we'll see you again next time. Ciao.
See ya. Good night.
Bye.
Thank you again. Ciao.